Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Low Ink of April 2023. I am one of your co-commentators here today, NM, joined here by Foma, as we are getting into the first match here, starting out on Splatzone's Inkblot Art Academy, or we're going to be going through Scarlet Ink versus the Night Logic.
Hello, NM. I'm so happy to be here on mic with you today. Like you said, we got a great game shaping up between these two teams. And the first map mode of the day that we'll be seeing is Splatzone's on Inkblot Art Academy. Walk me through a little bit of the logic behind this stage. What's kind of the strategy that you're expecting to see out of both of these teams to find success on this map?
Definitely what you want to do on this map is get solid control of the zone area. If you get solid control of the zone and be able to push up from that, it's very easy on this map to be able to get a lockout going. You just have to get solid control, and of course, anything, just like whatever the meta is currently in the game, that will be what Zone's Inkblot is. Like, nothing really gets affected by the map mode in general.
Absolutely, you know, we'll see what they'll be bringing out both sides. I know, like, one of my personal new favorite things here, I've turned into a little bit of a C-Jet main myself. I love being able to set up on that mid platform and hold like a lot of reach into the enemy plot. I'm sure no matter what we see in there, you know, holding that mid platform definitely going to be a huge advantage, especially for whatever backlines that these teams may be bringing. As we're loading into this game here right now, we're going to see Scarlet Ink are going to be coming out. They're going to be running that ZNF as their backline machine as well. Brush and Neo Splash coming out instead of the Vanilla Splash. On the side of the Night Logic, we're seeing Nautilus T-Tech, Vanilla Shot, and the Splat Dualies as their Crab Tank option, actually.
What I'm actually most interested about in seeing is the Octobrush. Compared to the other weapons we have here, you don't really see Octobrush a whole lot. And Splat Dualies are going to be the Crab Tank option instead of Splash, which I was trying to experiment with. It's not for me, but if you want a more aggressive Crab Tank option and more mobile than what Splash can be, even though Splash has some good stuff too, you can pick the Splat Dualies here. But we're already seeing one of them take out Jason there, getting some good control of the zone, as we see the Z+F Charger on that backside, trying to dodge those Trizookas, but cannot dodge them good enough, as Photon Jet is going to be able to get that pick and get the zone, while the members of Scarlet Ink are just going to have to try to scramble to see what they can do.
And this Octobrush is going to try to make that play there, but goes down to Jason as well. 2 down on the side of Scarlet Ink. It looks like the Night Logic here going to be able to take the lead from them now, and are going to be able to extend it here, taking out that backline there. Scarlet Ink gonna throw a Booyah Bomb onto the zone, seeing if they can neutralize it, but isn't gonna quite be enough, even with those Tri-Strikes coming out. But that Splat on the zone is gonna give them the ink that they need to be able to cap. The Night Logic, of course, not ready to back up. We see those Tri-Strikes coming onto the zone, a lot of pressure. The T-Tech does go down in the process, though, so that's gonna stall their re-entry just a little bit longer.
And we already seen one of the Crab Tanks coming out from the V-Dualies, just trying to ball to stay alive. And here comes the Zipcaster, gonna go back out. Booyah Bomb coming in, see some Fizzy Bombs around. Photon Jet is just trying to dodge everything, while the machine is just laying right under the job, just trying to put as much pressure as possible here, trying to keep the zone. There goes the lead back to Scarlet Ink. Tri-Strike gonna protect against that Splat Bomb, but they know multiple of them are on there. It's just the machine left alive in the middle of the zone, gonna be able to take 2 down, but not before going down themselves, and that's going to be an easy cap for the Night Logic here, as the members of Scarlet Ink have to come back in. Octobrush trying to throw a Suction Bomb, and just not really sure what they want to do here, but they know Photon Jet is on that right side of the zone, trying to pick him off. Tri-Strike trying to do an easy zone cap, but not going to be enough.
Nope, and now you've got that Crab Tank out on the middle for the defense, but the Crab Tank goes down in the strike there. That's going to be a huge pick for Scarlet Ink as they're able to flip these zones. The Tri-Strikes come out, landing at the same time, but it's not able to really do anything to the zone. It kind of landed on the outer edges. 2 down now, sorry, on the side of Scarlet Ink. The Night Logic has the man advantage, but the specials, the Tri-Strike, still coming out in defense of this zone. The Crab is going to come out, and it looks like that's going to be enough to neutralize at the very least, as they're trying to find the paint to get the cap so that they can work through some of this penalty. 1 down on each side. That is the zone flip. for the Night Logic, but they're gonna have to contend now with these Tri-Strikes and the members of Scarlet Inc. respawning. As you can see, Scarlet Inc. has already threatened the zone again, put it back into a neutral state, and they're gonna retake that cap. They're not ready to give this up.
We see Jason here just trying to stay alive, going to be able to get those Tri-Strikes off here as you got to try to push up a little bit, going to be able to take that zone back. Machine in a bad spot, going to be picked off because of that as they're just trying to push up here. The Zipcaster is done from the Octobrush here as they're just trying to keep paint and stay alive, going to be backing up a little bit. But the Neo Splash does have their Tri-Strike at the ready, going to be coming back over to the plat, ready to throw it down, trying to retake the zone before the members of the Night Logic can get lead, but it's not enough. 2 down on Scarlet Inc. They're both on that right side. They're in such a bad spot. Splash is going to go down, but the Brush is still alive, trying to jump out and could be able to keep that Zipcaster alive for a little bit longer, but with less than 20 points now on the board and 1 minute left to go, Scarlet Inc. has to find something here. Zipcaster coming in, going to be able to take down the Splat Dualies, but they're going to go down themselves. Tri-Strike trying to paint the zone. They have it in neutral. They just got to paint a little bit more. T-Tech going to go down, but they got to get that V-Shot. V-Shot is painting so much. Rain is going to come out from the Nautilus. They just got to paint a little bit more, and there we go. They got the zone back. They got to keep it in overtime now, too.
Absolutely. We're going to be ticking into that very shortly as long as they're able to hold into this zone. And with these Tri-Strikes online, it looks like they're going to be able to. There's Tri-Strikes landing on the plat right now of the Night Logic, forcing them back. The Nautilus going down right now. Scarlet Inc., they have the man advantage, but look at the specials that are online for the Night Logic. They've got to be careful. They've got to play this right. 2 down. The Tri-Strikes are coming out. They need to be able to paint over this here as we're about to be going into overtime. And Scarlet Inc. has these Tri-Strikes online, and they're going to be able to hold that zone all the way to take the lead in overtime.
That was really good at the end coming out from Scarlet Inc., especially from that Neo Splash. They knew at the end all they had to do was just stay on the zone and just keep paint on the zone, make sure they did not push up, and if anybody was on the zone, they had to go down. Because of that play and everybody from Scarlet Inc. too, they were able to make that comeback and take the first win here, as we're going to be moving on to tower control on Manta Maria.
Oh my goodness, what a map we've got coming up. You know, a returning stage from Splatoon 2, new to this season, so still familiar to some of our competitive veterans, maybe a little bit newer to people who are new to comp here in Splatoon 3, but definitely some nice changes that have made this map feel a little bit better. You've got the widened street now that provides a little bit easier access. It's not as close quarters, but you know, that's still a really rough area to push the tower through. You've got high walls on either side of you, and it can be a great spot for defenders, but if you can break past that, if you can push into the opponent base and get ahead of that tower and deny them access to that high space, that tower can really have smooth sailing.
I think tower control Manta Maria here is definitely a downgrade from what we had in Splatoon 2, mainly because of actually trying to be the attacking team and trying to push up with the tower. It was so helpful back in Splatoon 2 when I would play with my team back then. Just be like, I'd stay on towers, somebody goes on that left flank with the block, just take that control, somebody goes on bunker. But you don't have that second option now. The best you can do is just wait on the tower in order to get to that left side, so you can still do that, but it definitely feels less good. It definitely feels less good to pull off, because you don't just have that easy block to get up there. Just the removal of that one block definitely hurts this map mode, but it's I don't know. I'm like a parent right now trying not to diss their kid, but it's really hard.
Yeah, it definitely can be. I do miss that block as well. You know, I love the widened street, but, you know, one change good and then another change bad can definitely tilt the map even to a, you know, bad way. And that is really rough there, having that block missing in this map mode. But we'll be seeing what they can do without that, if they can kind of brute force their way through that to protect the tower through that area. Because like you said, it is really, really rough as the attacking team when you're stuck there and you really don't have too many options to defend yourself unless you're able to somehow get a full wipe and really just go forward with it. Scarlet Ink is going to be coming out. We see they've got a Splatling of their own now coming out. You know, I personally Splatling main in Splatoon 2, still love to dabble with them in Splatoon 3, and I absolutely love the way they work, especially on Manta, with all these greats that they have access to.
And I am loving the end zap. If you know me, you know I just love the main weapon of the end zap. They're not in the best spot right now, but seeing that end zap 89 is going to be really lovely. Interesting seeing it on tower control, but it's still going to be a lot of fun to watch that super jump go here. As we see Doku already using the heavy to be able to try to get control of the mass here, going back on their bunker, going to be having to be displaced because of those tri-strikes coming out from the T-Tech here. As we see the C Junior just trying to stay alive, but they're in a spot alone, and Junior is not a good fighting weapon, so a 2v1 is something that it never wants to be in. But 2 down on the side of the Night Logic, 3 down, it is just that zap as they have to back now. As if they try to go alone, it's not going to prove to be very well. As the members of Scarlet Ink do have solid control right now, trying to shred that first checkpoint here. Going on the Splat Dualies, but the Splat Dualies are going to be able to pick them off, but they're going to be picked off themselves by this Octobrush here, as the members of the Night Logic are getting those picks. It's just the heavy left alive, as Photon Jet is going to be trying to push up on that bunker to pick them off.
Yep, a little bit of a mirrored situation. We just saw 3 down on the Night Logic, and now we're seeing 3 down on Scarlet Ink going here, as the Night Logic is able to press past this first checkpoint, and they're able to take a little bit of a lead, but not too long. Obviously, this is kind of the part where it gets really scary to ride the tower once you get past that first checkpoint, and the Night Logic doing a great job there, trying to get that push in, Scarlet Ink defending, and now you've got Scarlet Ink on the tower once again, trying to see if they can take that small lead back. They are able to. Right now, 2 down on the Night Logic. This is a great position for Scarlet Ink, but you gotta be careful. You got that auto bomb gonna take somebody off of the tower with them as they're trying to clear this second checkpoint, and it looks like they are going to be able to successfully do so. And this Octobrush absolutely wreaking havoc, defending the tower there. A great play, as they're going to be able to push it even further now. Looks like they're going to be able to at least touch this third checkpoint. This is a great position for them to be in.
We saw Scarlet Ink using that Zipcaster in order to get those off-angle approaches on the members of the Night Logic. That definitely makes Zipcaster a better special on this map, because as I said before with the block, it's a little bit hard to be the aggressor, but Zipcaster and to an extent Inkjet just navigates that. As we're seeing the grab tank come out, see Junior in the corner could be able to be picked off by the zap here as they're trying to push up 2 down on the side of Scarlet Ink. Machine left alive, going to be picked off. It is just the heavy as the members of Scarlet Ink are respawning here, trying to stay alive, but so much chip damage, pushing this heavy back so much. This might be the Night Logic's chance in order to make a comeback here. Just 10 more points left to go, but they're going to get off the tower due to a suction bomb just a little bit before, and they get the lead by 1 point before being wiped out.
Oh my goodness, what an incredible push there. And now just a minute, 40 seconds remaining. You've got to be able to get that lead back. If you're Scarlet Ink, you're going to be looking at your Octobrush. Can they make a same play like they did before? As you said before, that Zipcaster, so excellent in being able to clear the way for their team. You already see the Octobrush behind this bunker here, getting a great pick to create space for their team. 2 members of the Night Logic over here on the right side trying to defend the tower. The tri-strikes are going to come out. They're trying to stop it, but it looks like it's not discouraging the Night Logic too much now, and that's going to be the full wipe there. Scarlet Ink going to be able to push this further. It looks like they are going to be able to take the lead here and maybe even break this third checkpoint. They've got 2 down on the Night Logic, 3 down on the Night Logic, and they're going to roll into that KO.
Such an incredible comeback there, being able to have a really good push, being able to pick off the members of the Night Logic one by one, making sure they could just never approach that tower, and in the end, they're going to be taking that second game and basically taking the set, but of course this is a play-all free. So now it's up to Night Logic to make sure they don't go down without a fight and try to take this third game, which is going to be on Rainmaker Sturgeon Shipyard.
Yep, and you know, this is going to be another kind of map where I think that Octobrush really can wreak some havoc. You've got those snipe positions that are really good for backlines to be able to stand on, but in the times that I've commentated matches time and time again, I've seen Zipcasters, both Octobrushes, you know, and Stampers, who can just Zipcast up there and completely remove that backline from the picture. And once you fall down off there as a backline, it takes a long time to get set back up, and especially in Rainmaker where this objective can move so fast, you're not waiting on the timer of the zone to take down, you're not waiting for this you know, tower to slowly trudge forward. You've got that Rainmaker in your own two hands, you have control of where it can go. These games can move really fast.
Yeah, it could move really fast, and what these teams have to make sure is that the opposing team does not get the checkpoint first. On a map like this, basically, if you get a checkpoint or a little bit past the checkpoint, you basically win. I have barely ever seen games on Rainmaker Sturgeon where they actually get it all the way down to knockout, or even close to that area. It's always just a little bit past the checkpoint. Always on the right side. Left side, they might go for it, but it's just not a good pick here, as we're seeing the weapons coming out, sticking with that Octopus, and the Dapple Dualies coming out on the other side.
Yeah, we're gonna see a little bit of some cooler action here, which can definitely, you know, really help in your momentum and carrying this Rainmaker super fast, you know, and helping if you go down with that Rainmaker, you're not gonna be out for the too long. Right now, the battle for Pop in mid going to go to the Night Logic early on. It's going to force Scarlet Ink to back up just a little bit. You can already see these Dapples placing some beacons, trying to give their team some re-entry options for later in the match, but that's going to be a quick 3 down. It looks like they haven't quite yet noticed that beacon on the side. May give the Night Logic some interesting approach options, as you already see Scarlet Ink here on the aggression. It looks like they may be able to take it this left-hand side. The Octobrush going to be able to clear that path, and that is going to be the first checkpoint fallen with just less than a minute into the game.
Going to be able to go up on that spinner here, as we see Doku just trying to push it up, but the Dapples are backed up right now. They use the tactical move, but they can't get the buff as they're going down to the machine. The machine just outranges it. 3 down on the side of Night Logic, but that Zuka coming in clutch. Going to be able to pick off the Rainmaker here, as they're just trying to fend a little more, just trying to make sure that they bomb out the Rainmaker here. But the spinner is going back up, which is not good for the members of Scarlet Ink, because now that push is pretty much dead, because they literally just cannot push it up anymore.
No, they can't, but you've got that Octobrush there still creating a lot of havoc. You see them kind of striking underneath that corner there. They're going to be forced to back up here now that they've lost the Rainmaker, though, and they're going to be going back into mid. This Rainmaker kind of in a little bit of an awkward position. You're definitely going to see the Night Logic let it reset into mid here, as they don't want to be able to pick it up and that side and then just go down if Scarlet Ink is able to find a pick onto them. Where is the reset at this moment? Right now, 1 down on the Night Logic. It looks like Scarlet Ink may have a little bit of an advantage here, but they do get the pick, or the pop, sorry, onto there. The Booyah Bomb coming off shortly after, not able to find anyone, as the Night Logic did not rush straight into picking that up. The fight in mid continues. This machine going to be forced to back up just a little bit.
Yep, they're going to be backed up, but 2 down on the Night Logic is not good here. This Junior, a little bit too backed up here, just trying to find a way into mid, just trying to paint a little bit. They're going to be able to get control of the right side, going to be using that bubble maybe a bit early here, as they're just trying to make sure that they have paint for the team, getting some jumps in, trying to get control of the Rainmaker area, but torpedoes, suction bombs, so many subs flying out from the members of Scarlet Ink. Even that Toxic Mist, which is what makes C-Jet so strong right now. Toxic Mist, Inkstorm just being able to be a nuisance, but the pendulum coming in clutch, going to be able to block those Trizuka shots, but not before picking off the C Junior there, as Photon Jet is going to be moving up here, but going to get picked off by the Octobrush, as they're up top, going to be able to pick off the Dapples. Junior going to go down. It is just that Nautilus, as they have to back up and respect the space that Scarlet Ink has right now.
Absolutely, they try to pick up the Rainmaker there, but go down immediately. 2 down now on Scarlet Ink. 3 down. The Night Logic, this is their opportunity to make a move. They're going to be rushing it forward, trying to get this check, but go down right beforehand. A great play, a great defense there from Scarlet Ink. They're going to be able to have another opportunity at it, but they have to be a lot more careful this time. The Booyah Bomb coming out, a lot of pressure forward from Scarlet Ink as they are all respawned. Now you see the jump out from the Nautilus, knowing that was not a safe position, and this is going to be the Night Logic finally giving up that push. Sangwoo here in mid, trying to see what they can do. They're going to be coming up this better, maybe able to get the drop on people, but it goes down to the Rainmaker. Really close fight there. The Rainmaker goes down, 2 down on each side, but Scarlet Ink has control of the area in front of the Rainmaker right at this moment. The Nautilus and Photon Jet there going to be able to try to get the pop onto the Rainmaker. They're able to find it, but you see this Booyah Bomb just holding here, waiting there like, I have all the time in the world to wait for you to try to pick up that Rainmaker. 27 seconds left in this match. The Night Logic still needs to be able to find the dunk onto the first checkpoint. But right now, they've got to get that pop. They've got to get the zone in front, or the area in front of the Rainmaker, and they're kind of rushing it. You can see that they're going really far forward. There's this rain in front of the C-Jet there, and that's going to be 3 down though on the side of Scarlet Ink. They need to make their play here. The C-Jet applying as much pressure as it can. They're going to be going up this podium, and they're able to break it, but they have to find the pop. 2 down on the Night Logic. They need to get this. The Dapple's going to be going in, taking out the Octobrush, sorry, zipping in as well. This is their opportunity. They gotta pick it up, but they're taken down soon as they get that pickup. Such a rough spot to find yourself in NM. As you said, these pushes rarely get past this checkpoint, and whenever there's, you know, you're in overtime, all they have to do is focus all of their fire right at that popped Rainmaker.
They just knew that all they had to do was just fire at the Rainmaker, and what were they going to do? They weren't really trying to displace the members of Scarlet Ink, and because of that, they were just easily able to stay around the checkpoint and be able to get those picks. And because of that, for the first round, Scarlet Ink was able to get the 3-0 knockout on the Night Logic as they both move on to their round 2s.
Yeah, absolutely brilliantly played set there from the both of them. Saw some great coordination, saw some excellent, you know, plays out of both teams, especially that Octobrush with those amazing zip casters, you know, on Manta Maria, getting some very, very clutch picks for their team. But that's going to do that for this set, and we're going to go on a little bit of a short break as we get ready for round 2.
Hello, everybody. Oh, yeah, you got it.
Everybody, welcome back. We've got round 2 of Low Ink today going on. We have a amazing matchup of Refresh versus Blur Bronze coming up. First map we're going into, Clamplets on Museum. Tell me a little bit about this map and what do you like to see here? What do you think the strategy is?
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest, Clamblitz Museum is a really good map mode. Probably because Museum is just a really good map. I feel like, as I said before with Stone Sync Plot, anything that is just meta or not meta is just gonna apply the same thing here. It's a really solid map mode, so whatever you could see in just like a neutral map is probably what we're gonna be seeing here. Of course, teams are probably just gonna be trying. Oh wait, I gotta mention, because it's Clamblitz, we might be seeing teams pick out the Kraken. It's become less and less of a popular choice as time has gone on and as we've gotten to learn about the Kraken Royale more. But the one place where you definitely can't argue that it's not strong in is Clamblitz, just because of the cheese that you can just pull off with the jump still. Sure, it got nerfed in the recent patch, but not for the reasons that made it so strong in Clamblitz.
No, absolutely. You know, it may drop all of its clams now, but that's not really the big issue that was with it. You still have those crazy super jumps that you can make to it, and it can just defend that area in front of the enemy basket basically for free, since you're not able to splat it until it reverts. Of course, though, you know, if you don't jump in with a whole lot of clams, if you can't dunk those powers, not always the best play to just do a one and done dunk for a push, since you'll be giving your enemy a pity clam to be able to add to their next push. But as we get this underway, we'll see what they're going to be bringing out to the table. We see a pretty aggressive comp coming out here on the side of Refresh without really any backline to be seen. We see on the other side, however, we've got that Hydra coming out to try to hold down that plat, gives them a little bit of the range advantage alongside that Stamper, who maybe we'll see some really cool Zipcaster plays once again.
Yeah, we got interesting picks from both sides. On the side of Refresh, you don't really see the C Junior too much nowadays, probably just because of the main weapon, but it's interesting to see here as that Crab Tank 3 down already on Blur Bronze before I can even finish my thought. Basically, a delayed wipeout here, as the members of Refresh are going to have an easy time trying to get in, but the splash is already picked off, but they do have a Super Clam at the ready. Honu King just trying to stay alive here, just trying to make sure that they are able to just make sure, just, you know, Busy Bomb's coming out. They still have the Booyah Bomb at the ready. They're going to be holding it just for a little bit before putting it out onto that spinner, trying to get up here on the plat, but not able to get enough here, as one of them is going down for it, but the splatter shot is going to go down. Stamper trying to zone him out, but Aang there with the Carbon Deco is going to help them out here, as the members of Refresh are just trying to push up, but the Reslider is going to be coming out, going to be able to pick off that C Junior. Splash going to go down too. Napples are still alive there. The Stamper's going to go down, but the Napples are just still in the corner, but they're going to be backing out a little bit as the members of Refresh are just trying to regroup and see if they can get a much stronger push next time.
They sure have, but they did a great job there trying to juggle those two clams, keep both of them alive, so even though they went down, they aren't going to lose it. But the Zuka here is going to be able to get a nice pick onto one of those, and as they try to maybe go see if they can save that clam, they're able to take out a member there of Blur Bronze, and they're doing such a great job of just holding this space in mid right now. They really haven't gotten a push that's been able to come together, but they're not giving up this space for free. They're still really holding strong into this game. The Zipcaster coming out there looks like it's not able to find anyone, and going to be able to recall right now. You already see once again you've got the members of Refresh up here in the plot. Looks like they're trying to make their opportunity. Just the Dapples up left to defend for Blur Bronze. They're finally able to find that first basket break, and they're going to try to get in that second power clam, but the Reef Slider is going to stop that plan. Aang here on the Carbon Roller doing what they can to try to throw up some clams, but they're not able to get close enough to the basket to be able to add those to their score.
Yeah, no, not enough, but at least that's a little bit of a lead coming out for Refresh here, as Blur Bronze are just going to be able have to try to find a way back in, but still most of the control is up to Refresh, as the members of Blur Bronze are just staying back in their plat, trying to make sure that Refresh can't get another push. but they have to think about making a push themselves here. Torpedo coming from the backside. See Junior doing what it does best with torpedo spam here. Pulls are gonna go down as Aang takes another one out. Onukane is in a bad spot because Junior is watching them here as Aang is going to be trying to go on that aggression, using the burst bombs to help them maneuver here. Going on to, can they get a pick? They get the B-shot, but just not enough to get more of them here. As the machine is cycling two of them, trying to push up, but the Reef Slider coming in, gonna be able to pick them off here.
Yep, and that is going to be a huge loss for those power clams on the side of Refresh. Gonna have to give all those up. And now, if you are Blur Bronze, you've got to make use of that opportunity. Don't push too fast, though. You want to get up here, you want to claim your space and begin your hold, but kind of maybe a little bit too rushed there, going to go ahead and lose both of their power clams in that engagement. And now control of mid goes solidly back to Refresh as they're already, you can see, getting ready to push up here into the plat of Blur Bronze. You had that Slosher kind of poking up, and you've got Aang here already under that basket, creating a lot of chaos, taking Junior with them. Here the Stamper trying to figure out where they've gone, and able to get a pick, the shot on to the Carbon. Great pick there, now able to move forward just a little bit more, trying to take this fight with Onkar, but forced to back up from all that pressure that is going out in the mid. 30 seconds remaining though. If you are Blur Bronze, you've got to find your clans together, you've got to get a push together now. But you know, and it doesn't take that much. Right now, all it takes to get the lead is a clam, or power clam, and two small clams. Definitely doable here. Junior going to be having this Booyah Bomb to try to clear the space in front of that basket. Going to be using their Hydra to see if they can reach into the plat there and get the picks that they need, but they're going to be forced out of position there. 3 down on the side of Blur Platinum, and that is going to be the game. Refresh going to take it a very low scoring clams match.
Yeah, Blur Bronze just could never find a way in, and they did not have enough clams to be able to at least secure the overtime. And because of that, not really getting a push together for that whole match, Refresh was just able to come in and dominate for that first game. Going to be taking it as we're going to be moving on to Splat Zones, this time on Brinewater Springs.
You know, this may be a bad opinion to the rest of the community, but I adore this map. Maybe a little bit of backline bias, since I can see across the entire stage and just poke people even in their home. But I adore this map. I think it's really fun. You know, and where other maps struggle, I think this one does okay. It's got decent options to come back into mid. You can drop off. It can be a little bit predictable if you take it every single time, but it's a great option to kind of sneak in. You can get out really fast from there, or you can take a little bit of the longer route and go all the way around to that enemy ramp on the drop as well. It gives you a little bit more options when you're facing a strong lockout, but of course, you know, the lockout on this map can be quite nasty. If you can get pushed up all the way through that ramp and just sit there in their base, you can really let that timer just tick down.
I am different. I hate this thing. Simply put, yeah, you might have a little bit of backline bias, but the thing is with this map, there's just not too many options. I hate maps that you drop and you have basically no options of if you need to back up. The only real option is that right side with that opening area right by your ramp, and that's pretty much it. But that's also really easy to be able to just make a good lockout, because the only option is dropping on that left side or in mid. But again, if you get put in a bad spot, yeah, you kind of screwed yourself. You drop in, but can't get back out.
Absolutely. Well, like you said, backline bias is real. I play the E-leaders, so you know, I get to kind of just look across the map for free, so that's why I like this map. I like some other bad maps. I'm very well aware of my bad taste. But we'll be
backline.
Yeah. But we'll be seeing what they're gonna bring out into this game here. Is maybe we'll see someone with some bad taste like me on E-leader, and we sure do see them coming out. It's gonna be a great opportunity. We see the C-Jet Also coming out on the side of Blur Platinum, you know, not quite the range or power that the E-Leader has, but it definitely has a lot of paint. It's got that toxic mist to kind of slow down and trap enemies in that rain, which can be really, really good on this map.
Yeah, no. Brine Water is just a really good spot for C-Jet because of the range it has. You even saw that in the PAX East Championships. The only real time that C-Jet was used was on this map from Starburst here, but as I am talking about that, we are already seeing the zone being taken by Blur Bronze here as they're just trying to keep the paint, trying to push up. T-Tech gonna get a pick, Crab trying to be used, but this T-Tech just does not care, gonna be going in for it, but the Wavebreaker is gonna be taking them down here as Inkar is just on that bottom area, trying to come back up, trying to see if they can get any picks, gonna be able to take down those Napples as they're just pushing up. Only the Custom Jet left alive, but it's not going to be enough. You cannot stop the insane mobility and DPS that you have with the Splash-O-Matic. Tri-Nouveau trying to come in there, but of course they have Tacticooler, so they're not going to be down for long here. As we're seeing the Napples, they have their Reef Slider at the ready, and because of the buffs, Reef Slider is definitely a good amount better in Splat Zones. They didn't really use it to try to paint this up, but they still got it with some other weapons too. As the members of Blur Bronze are just trying to keep that alive, going to be able to get a pick on that Tri-Nouveau again. Their C-Jet going to go down, but they have solid control, and it's up to the E-Leader to try to see if they can get anything done while they wait for the teammates to come back in.
They're going to be trying here for sure, dealing with Bruno here in the corner, able to take them down, 2 down now on the side of Blur Bronze. Refresh is going to be able to flip this zone. Once again, we see the Tri-Strikes coming out. The E-Leader not able to quite find the pick on to the Tri-Strike users. They're still kind of staying, well, as I say that, they go down. They were staying alive there in that corner. A little bit of a commentator's curse. And now Refresh set up. They've got a good hold on this mid area. They've got that C-Jet down. They've got the C-Junior down. But just like that, in just one move, you see that Blur Bronze is able to flip that zone, stalling out the push for just a little bit longer. But Refresh still is just holding the space, getting these picks, really doing a great job of kind of staggering the members of Blur Bronze.
Yeah, they're really staggering them right now here as Inkar is on that offside trying to get the pick, going to be able to do it with the burst bomb, so close to the lead, and there it goes off to Refresh, going to be able to get the lead here as they're just trying to keep paint. You see the machine trying to use the top area, just trying to be able to get some picks on them through that, but not really trying to find anything here as we're seeing Tri-Strike's going to be able to go on the zone, trying to get easy zone cheese back, and with that an Inkstorm and plus a bunch of shooting, it's going to be able to go back to Blur Bronze. But now it is in favor of Refresh here, trying to fight the C-Junior. Going to be able to get that pick, 2 down, just the Napples and the C-Jet left alive here as the machine is just keeping hold of that mid area, trying to make sure they don't go down. Either are going to get a nice snipe on those Napples here, using the Wavebreaker to make sure they do not drop on that plat area there. As the C-Junior is able to come up, get the pick on the E-Leader, but they're going to go down themselves. And here comes the Toxic Mist and the Inkstorm. It's C-Jet time, but they're just going to get a little bit displaced and not going to be able to get back up there. Just trying to get picks and some of the others, but going to be able to get the easy zone cap back on there and try to help their team push back the members of Refresh. But it might not be enough. They're going to be able to paint the zone, but the Booyah Bomb is going to come out, going to get that back in, and go Crab Tank, time to hide.
Yep, they're going to be trying to get that here, holding on to the zone. Refresh been doing a really good job holding as well. You know, losing the zone occasionally to these Dapples who will just go in and Reef Slide in. That Reef Slider doing really good at being able to just control the zone. But the members of Blur Bronze not always there for the follow-up to help keep their Dapples alive afterwards. And really right now, Refresh is just showing this strong hold game that they have got for most of this match. Now they've just been holding the zone, staggering the members of Blur Bronze going on right now, and we can see that continue 2 down once again on Blur Bronze. The C-Jet doing everything that they can to try to neutralize this zone. 5 counts left, and it looks like this zone may be going over to Blur Bronze, and it is, and 3 down on the side of Refresh. This is their opportunity, but Inkar getting a pick onto that C-Jet, getting a pick onto the Dapples. Inkar going to be coming back around to the zone now, finds another pick as well. An impressive triple there.
And doing really well here. Unkart getting a pick on the Dapples. Just a few seconds left, but they gotta get the zone back. But no, in the end, Reefresh were just able to keep good control on the zone, being able to make sure that Blur Bronze was just able to push back in there, not getting the paint, and in the end, they're going to be able to take that second game. And the set is going to be going to them, and once again, it is up to Blur Bronze to try to make sure they don't go down without a fight.
Absolutely brilliant savior play there from Ankar at the end. Now, Blur Bronze finally got in a great position where they had 3 down onto Reefresh, but Ankar was like, hey, how about we just trade that situation real fast? Took 3 of them down and secured that game for Reefresh. And now we're going to be getting ready to go into Hagglefish on Tower Control, you know, a pretty staple map here in the comp community, a really fun one also that I like a lot as well. You know, definitely a lot more options of how you could move around this map than in a previous map in Brine Water. And good options for both attacking and defending as well.
I like this map too. It feels really good to push up in this map being attackers, or if you're a defender trying to defend from the tower going any further, it also feels pretty solid on this map too. It feels like the tower route feels fine, and trying to go through areas goes on that right side under that little tent on that drop right near that alley, which makes that area feel a lot more useful in tower control. Because of that, this map does feel really solid. So we're going to be seeing what the teams are going to be trying to go for here. What comps. I do not see. We might see, you know, get off of the Dapple Dooley's Nouveau. I'm not sure. I don't think it works really well here, but they might try to stay on that, but we'll see.
You know, never can predict teams too much here in Lowing. Every time I feel like I know what a team is gonna do, they'll mix it up completely. They're like, Toma, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know our comps, and they always bring out something that surprises me. It doesn't fail every single time. But you know, we're gonna be seeing what they bring to this table, what works here. You know, this can be a really interesting map with different weapons, different specials. You know, it's gonna be tower control, so I'm sure we're going to see at least some form of tri-strike weapon coming out from both teams to try to clear space in front of that tower, try to stop the tower. Or as I say that, then I'm going to be proved wrong, and there's going to be no tri-strike weapons coming out, because as I said, every time I try to predict something, everybody says no.
Yep, no, you tried to predict. You tried.
They've got the crab tanks though, as they are going to be getting ready. Reefresh here, taking an early 3 down on to Blur Bronze. They're already going to be pushing up on Kari, as you can see, already in this aggressive positioning, going to be popping this crab tank onto the enemy tent there. Going to be trying to see if they can get a pick on to the leader. Doesn't find the leader, but does get 2 other members, and this checkpoint is already going to be so close to being cleared. They just break it now here, and the members of Blur Bronze going to be trying to put up this defense. Aang already a kid in a really incredibly aggressive position as this tower approaches its second checkpoint, but 3 down on the side of Reefresh. There goes the 4th. That's the delayed wipe. This push is going to be coming to an end.
Yep, the push is going to be coming to an end here, but they got a really solid push, getting all the way up to that second checkpoint. No points off it, but that's still a solid push here, as it's now time for Reefresh to try to defend. Tactical are going to be on the tower from the side of Blur Bronze. Booyah Bomb going to be coming out on that tower area as the machine goes down here, but that's 2 down on the side of Reefresh, as they got to make sure they stay alive. Tri-Slash are going to go down, but able to take down the Range Blaster and E-Leader with them. It's just the Splash and the Zap left alive here, as they're just trying to see if they can push up. The Splash going to be hiding behind the tower. Not sure what they want to really do here, as they're just trying to stay right by the tower alongside that E-Leader. Try to push up. Both of their backlines are down. Crab Tank is going to be coming out on that low side. Tri-Slosher trying to get the pick on them. Not going to be able to, but the machine is going to finish them off with their arc shots there. But they're going to get picked off immediately by that Range Blaster here, as they're trying to go back up on the tower. Range Blaster is not in the best spot right now, but we have been seeing some teams, very few teams, trying to use it specifically on tower control. Wink, wink, Pochawa.
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing this fight going on again right now. Ankar trying to find those picks, 2 down on the side of Blur Bronze. Ankar scheming ahead again, but picked off by the E-leader. Getting a great snipe there to defend from Reefresh's push. About halfway through this game now, Aang in a great position there under the ledge, causing to have to move, but now goes down as well. Reefresh has control of the tower, but does have a man down there. The Booyah Bomb coming out, and the snipe coming out from Reefresh's E-leader, going to be able to take the full wipe there. Reefresh now is going to have all the space in the world to start pushing up.
Yeah, they have a bunch of space right now. Aang is going to be popping that tactic cooler and just trying to get some shots from down below here, trying to push up, trying to see what they can do. Has to get a little bit more close in there. 2 down on the side of Refresh, though. It's just a Tri-Slosher left alive, but they took down the Zap, and they're coming from their own base, but they're going to have to try to jump out, but it's not going to be enough. Members of Blur Bronze do have a little over a minute and a half left to get something going here, so they do have time, but they got to make something work. Range Blasts are going to go down as we are seeing the machine pushing up yet again, trying to get some picks. Junior here with the Zap, trying to use the tactic cooler, but not enough as they go down, but the Crab Tank is trying to pick off Honu Kane machine here as they're just trying to push up. We're seeing the jump coming in. Junior going to go down. We're seeing the Range Blaster trying to push in, but they're going to be going for that off angle, trying to see if they can get a little bit of a flank here. They're not really sure how to go by it. Seeing that E-meter, perfect spot for them to get a pick here as they do. Going to be able to try to get on this tower, but they have to watch out for the wave breaker between that and all those subs. That is going to be down.
Yes, they are. Great pick there, but great awareness from the rest of the team there to be able to take that Range Blaster out after they lost their leader. Ankar here on the Crab, putting some forward pressure onto from the members of Blur Bronze from the tower. Just that leader left up. The blaster respawned, now going to be coming in. The tower reaches checkpoint 2, but same thing happens again. That's where Refresh's push comes to an end, and right now that's not too big of a deal for them. There's 16 seconds left in this. They just need to be able to farm special and stop this final push that's coming in from Blur Bronze. Refresh not really feeling too much of the pressure. They don't need to be the ones to make a push. They just got to stop this. But the E-leader, going to be taking out the members of Refresh there as they're going to be on the second checkpoint now. You already see the members of Refresh jumping back, trying to regroup. They need to be able to stop this tower as Blur Bronze is bringing it. You see the E-leader trade going on there. 2 members go down, and that is going to be just enough for Refresh to be able to get the defense.
That was tragic at the end. You saw Blur Bronze was starting to get a really good push in, but GG Booyah.
Yep, that's the importance of those specials. Usually I expect it to be Tri-Strike in Splatoon 3 now, but Booyah Bomb still does an absolutely excellent job of it, and that's going to allow Refresh to be able to take this set. They're going to be wrapping it up with the clean 3-0 victory.
That was really good coming out from them. Just so much pressure being put on the opposing team, especially from Ankar with that splash, and that was able to get them the victory there. But make sure you guys don't go anywhere, as we still do have 4 more rounds today, as we'll be taking a short break, but after that we'll be coming back with round 3. All right, everybody, and we are back, this time being in round 3 of Low Ink. Coming out here, we're going to be starting out on Rainmaker Scourge Gorge here. Pretty solid map mode, but we're going to be seeing Boston Squid Party versus Combo. I'm seeing some familiar names. I've definitely heard some stuff about Boston Squid Party before, and I'm recognizing some players on Combo like Airsign and Akame, but maybe you have some more information on them than I do, Velma.
I mean, as with you, they're both very familiar names. I've seen Boston Squid Party around on the low-level scene for a long time, as well as, you know, players like Airsign. I don't know too much specifics about their weapons, but I know that they've both been very solid teams and players, and I can expect that this is going to be a really good matchup here going into Rainmaker Scourge Gorge. One of those modes that can get pretty crazy, you know. After that first checkpoint, you know, it's the final podium is so far up and so close to the opponent base. It's one of those maps where you never really see a true knockout unless there's just some crazy full wipe and you're able to really take advantage of that. But it's kind of one of those maps that turns into holding forward as soon as you get a pick and praying and getting as many points on the board as you can.
It pretty much is that. If you have some type of special that is able to, like Booyah Bomb would be really good here, being able after it's a checkpoint to be able to get some really nice points trying to defend that Rainmaker a little bit, that'd be pretty solid. Or using that approach, you can do a Dry Strike where you throw them in a specific way that it just creates like a barrier for your Rainmaker to be in. You could maybe see those specials coming out. You might also see a Tactic Cooler from the Tri-Slosher Nouveau. Tactic Cooler's best mode by far is Rainmaker because of those speed boosts. So we might see that here too. Plus Tri-Slosher Nouveau is just a really solid weapon. It's just like one of the best in the game right now. Not at the tippity top, but like it's still really good.
Yeah, it's been so much fun to see Tri-Slosher coming out and seeing more usage since the Nouveau. It's got such a fun kit and such a great playstyle, and there we go. There we see a Tri-Slosher Nouveau on the side of, I believe that is Boston Squid Party going to be coming out. Yes, Sherbert there on that Tri-Nouveau, going to be providing that Tactic Cooler for a little bit extra momentum. Another interesting pick here, I think that you don't see too much, especially on Scorch Rain, is that Vanilla Junior coming out on the side of Boston Squid Party as well.
Yeah, you don't see Vanilla Junior that much nowadays since all the support players are just playing like Splash. But also Junior, just because of the main weapon, does not see a lot of use. Same thing with the kids. Big Bubble just gets easily shredded right now. As you're seeing Airsign, which is a notable Junior player on that Neo Splash, trying to push up with the Rainmaker here, but the Ultra Stamp comes out of nowhere. Gonna whack him off and gonna be able to keep control of their area here as Akame is just trying to keep pain up. Something that I did not mention before with the Splatoon Wiper is it's really interesting to see that alongside Tri-Slosher Nouveau. Tactic Cooler pairs really well with the Wiper, so that's gonna be really solid to see. Just the synergy between Tri-Nouveau and Wiper here, as we're already seeing a push coming out from Boston Squid Party, trying to make sure that they can get out of their own area, trying to push up a little bit more aggressive. Tactic Cooler has the speed boost on the Rainmaker here, avoiding those Tri-Strikes. Italic's trying to see if they can push it in, but just being super cautious to make sure they do not get picked off in any sort of way. Booyah Bomb going to be coming out, but they're going to be okay here. V-Shock going down, trying to push up a little bit more. Suction Bomb keeping them out a little bit though, getting a pick onto that machine. Going to be trying to push up a little bit. Ultra Stamp coming up. This might be Italic's chance to push up just a little bit further here. Going to be able to get the lead. And, oh, we're so close.
Gosh, you know, just being picked out of that Rainmaker dunk can feel so unfortunate. Not going to be able to find that break means they're going to have to attempt it again as they're coming back out into mid. But Combo doing a good job creating a lot of pressure, putting down a lot of purple ink here and getting, but as I say that, Boston Squid Party going to at least get the stop on the Rainmaker, but still needs to find a lot of paint control. Ryan here on this Slosher doing a great job poking. They got those Fizzy Bombs, finding a pick off the wall of the Bubbler shield, but that's going to be a nice pick to their team. 2 down on the side of Boston Squid Party. Now the Tri-Slosher going down as well. A little bit of staggering there. Air Sign getting these Tri-Strikes forward. This is going to be Combo's real opportunity to get some momentum going and seeing if maybe they can break this checkpoint. They're actually going to take it across the grates. Not a play that you see very often, and they're going to be able to find the checkpoint break there. Yeah,
barely ever see anybody going onto that left route just because of just the grates. It's just so... It's just not at all good, but because of that, they were able to make a push on that right side, and the opposing team was like, oh, they're going to go right, because where else are they going to go? But they went on that left, getting 2 picks out from this machine. Really good here, but the Ultra Stamp coming out once again in order to finish the job here, as Air Sign coming back in with the Neo Splash, trying to get some paint on the board. Suction Bombs throwing in 2 down on the side of Boston Squid Party. That's a really good sign for them right now, as they just gotta get the Rainmaker back here. We're seeing Air Sign going in, gonna be able to pick it up, trying to see if they can make more of a push, getting it down to the 50s. They're just going for it. They're just going. Nobody's stopping them. Getting it down all the way to 24.
Yeah, and there's that kind of hold forward that happens on this map. They're like, okay, no one's looking, let's get some score while we can, because once you see that ticking, they're all going to turn around and put their fire onto them, and 24 is definitely a pretty solid lead here, especially with only a minute left in the game, and Boston Squid Party still needs to find the checkpoint break. The Tri-Slosher here doing what they can to try to get pressure onto this podium, but isn't going to be quite enough to get this sloshing machine down. But Boston Squid Party does have the momentum here. They've got that crab tank, but it's gonna get broken. Not gonna go down though, at least to that Booyah Bomb. They have control of the Rainmaker in their possession now. 2 down on the side of Combo. They just need to be able to push this forward and find the lead, but all of this pressure coming out to them, it's going to be stopped just short. They need to find this pop, but you're gonna see this Wiper back off, gonna re-jump back in here into this corner using the hammer, going to try to see if they can find a pick, create some pressure, but this Rainmaker just keeps going down. You see this just scrap happening. 3 down now on the side of Combo, and there goes the lead change. Boston Squid Party is able to find it. 7 seconds left remaining in the game. They are brought down, but Combo is going to have to pull the Hail Mary and bring it all the way across the map to be able to regain their lead in him.
That was such a good play, using one of their members to take the distraction away from the machine, taking their attention for the other members to just make sure that Rainmaker goes all the way in there. That was such a good play by them, because they only had to worry about the machine. But now Air Sign, with half of their time down, has to go in, but the Wiper is going to be able to get a charge slash in and pick them off, giving them the first win here. It was so back and forth, but in the end, Boston Squid Party was just able to just get that distraction, get those picks, get that wipe, and be able to just push up and get those points when it seemed like the odds were so stacked against them, and all of them twirling around, giving their kisses into the air in unison.
Oh my gosh, what an impressive game there. You know, I think, like you said, we got to see a lot of, in that final few parts of the game, we got to see that synergy between the Wiper, between the Tri-Slosher as well, like you mentioned pretty early on. You know, I'm on a team that runs both Tri-Nouveau and Wiper as well, so I've seen pretty similar plays like that before, and it can make really fun, really high pressure situations. You saw a Combo just kind of got moved and moved and moved constantly by that Wiper player, and they were eventually just able to find enough space to be able to break through, get into that. And you know, and that's something we may see come out again on a mode like Clam Blitz. We got Clam Blitz Eel Tail right now, and if you can clear that space in front of your basket, you can push up, especially if you have all the clam economy in your favor. You know, you can see huge scores go really fast.
Yeah, you can see scores coming out really fast on something like Clam Blitz Eel Tail. It's a really linear map, so something like Tri-Strike is going to be very useful here, because it can get a good amount of the map just walled off, as that is going to be very useful here. Kraken, as mentioned before, we'll see if anybody picks that up here, but as you mentioned, Tri-Nouveau being paired with something like a Wiper or a Tetra is just really good, because that's 2 weapons going in and just constantly beating. They have the tactical buff, being able to always keep themselves alive. It's so useful. You could kind of do that before with something like Zap or Dapples with those weapons, but it works way better with Tri Nouveau. But we are getting into the second match here. Clamblitz, Eeltail. Going to be seeing what comps we have coming out here from Boston Squid Party. We're seeing the Octobrush come out alongside 2 Tri-Strike weapons, as I said before, and on the other side, we are seeing Combo sticking to the comp that they ran before. But with Boston Squid Party, we have a little bit more of an off-angle Tri-Strike comp here. The only one really sticking being that base flash.
Yep, and you've got this Z and F charger kind of for a proper backline to set up here on this map. But you know, really can be hit or miss sometimes on this map. If you have a good charger, they're able to hit their shots. You can get really good angles on this map since it's so linear setup for defense. But in moments like this where you have a lot of members down on your team, there goes the third one. As the charger, you can kind of just get overwhelmed, and that's what we're seeing here. They're being forced to back up. They're not really finding the space that they need to be able to get these picks. They've got the Tri-Strikes coming out, trying to defend this basket, but Akame there, taken down by one of their team members, was putting a lot of pressure there onto that charger, forcing them to move. They weren't really able to do anything in that moment. All the map control now right here in mid setup in favor of Combo. But as you can see, you have a member going down and a member going down, and sometimes just losing that one member at a time can cause things to go out of control. Pat J here going to be delivering that clam to their basket, followed up by a second clam, bringing the score down to 60 really quickly there before the full wipe. That's going to give Combo some time to just go forward, reclaim some of this space in mid, and find some clams for their push.
Yeah, Combo is going to be able to try to push in, trying to see what they can do. Air Sign just going straight for it, going to be able to get it. Booyah Bomb coming out onto that top bridge here as Ryan is trying to get some clams in, but is going to get sniped there. Air Sign trying to see if they can create some space, but an opposing Tri-Strike is going to be coming out. And Lentor is going to squid roll right into it here. Boston Squid Party had a really good defense here, but they gotta make sure that nobody's sharking, but they do see Akame. They do see that V shot as they're just gonna try to back up a little bit, make sure they don't get picked off, but they're going a little bit on that right side, trying to see if they can still have that aggression here. Italic's gonna try to see if they can get any snipes. Almost got Air Sign there, but not enough. But Akame is still there. They are still there. They have to get Akame out of their area, but they're just not. Air Sign gonna be able to use the Tri-Strikes, try to displace them a little bit here. Crab Tank is almost done, gonna be going down. Trizuka coming out, one more shot left in the tank, but not gonna be able to pick anybody off here, but gonna be able to push back the members of Boston Squid Party here as they're just trying to use their Tri-Strikes to defend themselves a little bit. 2 down on the side of Combo is really good for Boston Squid Party. They can try to push up and try to get some more paint onto the map in their side as Sherbert is just zipping around trying to see if they can get anything done. They don't really get any distractions or anything, but they might be able to score a little bit. Italics has the ball, gonna push it in. Another ball coming in, gonna take it down to 40, down to 37. Boston Squid Party has such a good push here, and they're just keeping that aggression. But the clam economy is not much, but as I say that, Commentator's Curse, you're seeing it go down to 28. Sherbert going for it and getting it down to 25. 75% down, and the members of Combo have got to make a push all the way to 24.
Oh my goodness, and an incredible display of power there by Boston Squid Party, but now the members of Combo, you saw Akame there taking the fight going down. Air Sign also set up here in a good position. They've got 7 clams in their position, but go down there. Ryan now trying to do what they can to hold this space in mid with 2 down on Combo. They're going to be forced to back up a little bit. Or as I say that, Akame not wanting to back up. Akame is going to go straight in there. Going to be trying to get some picks in mid, but goes down the brush already there. And again, 2 goes down when finding a pick. The Tri-Strikes were out. The Crab Tank is out as well. Boston Squid Party is already once again in Combo's base looking to make plays. More Tri-Strikes are finding their way here, and they've got that basket open once again, they're able to eat through some of this penalty. They just have one clam. Yep, there it goes. And that is going to be the lead extended to 14. Sherbert here has 3 clams that they can use to try to keep this basket open. They're going to be able to bring it all the way down to 5 now with 20 seconds left remaining in this game. Combo needs to find these clams, and they need to find them fast to get into overtime. They'll have just about 20 seconds left after that overtime starts to be able to find their push.
Yeah, Foma, it's not looking too good for the members of Combo, but they're going to be able to get 2 down, 3 down. It's just the Brush left alive. This is their chance. The Brush is behind. This is their chance to get something. Air Sign just able to get out of the range of the Octobrush. Sherbert in a bad spot. Going to be able to take Sherbert down. They're going to get down to 52. They just need to keep getting clams. More and more clams. 2 down on the side of Combo. 3 down. This might actually be able to do it. They just need more clams. 2 left alive on the side of Combo here. Trying to see if they can throw any more clams, and Air Sign is so weak to that Brush. The burst bomb gonna finish the job. Can they get the jump? No, they can't. It was so close. So close. They actually got such a good push, but it was not enough. As Boston Squid Party were able to defend their lead for the 3rd time in a row, it is up to Combo to make sure that they don't go down without a fight.
Absolutely. You know, they did everything that they could do there right at the end. Everything was executed beautifully, but sometimes in Clam Blitz, that clam economy just isn't in your favor. And the disparity in the lead there was just too large. There weren't enough clams left on the map in positions that they were able to grab them. But one thing that you're not going to have to worry about, you know, now is going into Splat Zone's Mako Mart. You don't have to worry about clam spawning. It's no longer left up to that kind of luck factor. If you can be like Combo did there, and you can get up and you can hold that space, you can stagger the members of Boston Squid Party, they may be able to find their footing here and take game 3 in Mako zones.
Yeah, now we're going on Mako Mart, and a weapon I do want to highlight, as I've been doing this entire set, is Tri-Slosher Nouveau. I just really love Tacticooler. I am the guy who wrote a 7-page essay on the thing, so, you know. But it's Mako Mart. Tri-Slosher, it's not as demanding as it is on something like Flounder Heights, but Tri-Slosher is still really good on Mako Mart. It is definitely still a Tri-Slosher map. Again, not as much as Flounder Heights. That is just like a requirement, a prerequisite, if you will, on going on that map. You have to have like a Tri-Slosher to go in. It's like a gate. 1 Tri-Slosher required for that map. But on here, they still have some really good spots, getting some off angles below stacks or below, you know, that right side where they're trying to push out. Do have some solid areas where Tri-Slosher is just able to get some off angle sloshes onto the opposing team. So that might be something they pick here as we are getting into the match. And just as I said that, Sherbert is going to be going on to that Tri-Slosher Nouveau. And the members of Combo are just sticking to their comp. They know their comp will work. They just got to make sure it works. But on the other side with Boston Squid Party, we're seeing the Tri-Strike come out from Arson. And we're seeing something you really don't see a lot. We've been seeing it a good amount here, but you don't see Hydra a lot in competitive. Just stuff like Ballpoint and Heavy is just the better Splatlings you want to run, and of course Machine with the better Booyah.
Absolutely, and that Heavy already going to go down here. Nautilus too, you know, another Splatling that you see more often going to be taking control of this zone. Now they've got this Rain on the ready to help create pressure as the members of Boston Squid Party are going to be coming back in. You see they've already thrown it out. They're going to be waiting for Boston Squid Party to come back in. Boston Squid Party, but doing a great job right now, not rushing too fast. They're going to be playing for their specials. The Tri-Slosher gets a pick there onto the zone, and now the Tri-Strikes are coming out. Here's the utilization of their specials, and they're going to be able to claim this zone now. But Arson getting picked off there from behind. The Booyah Bomb going to be coming out to clear as much space as it can for Boston Squid Party. Even with the picks, Boston Squid Party still going to be holding on strong here. Now it looks like the lead change is going to be happening for them, and the members of Combo are going to have to find a way to break back in. Lintar here on the Nautilus, going to be seeing if they can get a Rain forward, maybe to create some space. Looks like it was just thrown there. Here comes the Zuka. Here comes the Tri-Strikes. They're going to be painting onto that zone. Not quite enough yet. Boston Squid Party still holding strong. There goes the Cap for combo, and they're able to get a pick even through that Booyah Bomb. The Hydra, though, going to be picking them up as they swim up that stack.
They're doing really good right now, but Italics just got to get their stack back in their favor. Going to be able to paint a little bit more. And just creating that pressure to be able to make sure that they are okay here on the stack here. It seems that Boston Squid Party does have a really good solid hold. And the members of Combo have just got to find a way back in. They're going to be able to get a pick on Arson. That's the Tri-Strike down. Bayern is using this Booyah Bomb here, and the Tri-Strike has just expired. That's going to be an easy zone cap, but the opposing Booyah Bomb is going to be coming out too, as Italics is just trying to keep alive, but has to back up, but not enough for Ryan to be able to pick them up. And now it is in favor of Combo here. It is time for them to defend against Boston Squid Party and make sure they at least get one win off of them here. Trying to use the Fizzy Bomb in order to push them a little bit back here and trying to make sure they stay alive, but Tri-Strike is going to be coming out, but Akame is going on the flank. Pat J already sees them, going to be able to take them down here as Italics is trying to get a little bit more pain, but this is going to be going back into the favor of Combo as the Booyah Bomb is going to be coming out, going on that pillow and trying to paint that zone, but it's not enough. 20 points left on the board. Lenter still on the stack, just trying to stay alive here as it's getting down to the 15s, the 13s, getting down to the 10s, but a pick is going to be going down multiple, but they gotta paint. They're so close, but they're not going to paint, and Combo is going to be able to take that final win and make sure it is 2-1.
Absolutely, and you know, every single game that you can take off your opponent here matters if you're wanting to get game 2. You don't want your set loss to be a 3-0, a 2-1 sets you up in a better situation. Combo finally there, able to show their dominance. They did such a great job holding onto that zone, utilizing their special advantage at the right times to stop Boston Squid Party from coming back on, as they'll be all going on to their 4th matches of the day.
They're going to be moving on to their 4th matches, which will be coming up shortly, but that is going to be it for me and Foma commentating these sets. So before we go away, where can people find you, Foma?
Absolutely, you can find me on Twitter at Crest of Gautier, or right here on Twitch at twitch.tv/ttoma_. Where can they find you, and
Of course, people can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Ninstar123, where I rarely stream, but I mainly just post on Twitter about whatever I'm thinking about, whatever is going on right now in the scene or in my life. I just tweet about whatever. But with that, that's going to be the end of us. Make sure you give the other commentators coming up here a good time as we're going to be moving on to round 4. Make sure to stay tuned.
Welcome back, everybody, to Low Inc. April 2023. My name is Gregory, and I'm joined here by...
Hello, this is DRF.
Excited to be here. DRF, what are the two teams we're about to see as we kick off our second half of the Swiss bracket?
Yes, so we are going to be seeing Conductor Cap Inkorperated taking on the Whiprays. Whiprays, I know they're a pretty long-standing team, dating, I think, all the way back to really Splat 1. Obviously, members been changing around and whatnot, but Cuber definitely been one of those staple players for this team.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. We're in a kind of a crucial phase of the Swiss bracket. Both of these teams 2-1 so far. So if they're hoping to get far, up into the alpha bracket, they really want to avoid taking the second loss, and somebody's going to have to do it here.
Absolutely. Hey, that's the beauty of Swiss stage. So there's just so much stakes through each of these rounds. Obviously, you could put yourself in, some optimal positions throughout by just being consistent and winning those sets, so you don't have to really worry once you potentially reach 5-0 and whatnot. But 2-1 makes it pretty exciting for people like me and you, Greg. That there is just so much stakes now, and whoever's going to win this set is going to put themselves in a prime position to make one of those brackets. The loser going to have to scramble through those last two rounds.
Yeah, you got to bring your A game here. We're playing 3 maps that can all snowball pretty quickly, so it's going to be interesting to see how these teams start out, how they get control early on, how they open up their pushes.
Well, let's take a look at these compositions. A couple of fun choices already being spotted here as we see Conductor Cap Inkorperated in the orange with that Wiper and the Splat dualies. I love the Splat dualies coming out. Definitely been making a bit of a resurgence recently.
Yeah, people are maybe feeling a little bit of splash fatigue, want to try something else. Splat dualies definitely with that buff, the mobility. Good to see that getting some love now.
Certainly, and the Z and F charger on the side of the Whiprays. I love this one coming out as well. Definitely has not made as big of a splash as people have thought, but it's still such a fantastic weapon with that splash wall to provide enough protection, especially with Sturgeon Shipyard. You really only need to cover, it's one less side that you need to cover for yourself.
Absolutely, and it looks like right out the gate here, we have a push happening. Looks like they're going to get through this checkpoint pretty unscathed. I like this position now. The Blaster's taking the range blaster. Really going to be hard to contest that. Pretty much just going to have to be the job of the charger. But they're going to drop now, playing under the ledge. Really nice spot for a blaster. Are they going to be able to get the charger there? It looks like they will, but somebody else able to take them out as well.
Oh man, the chaos around the tower, and this tower's still gonna inch forward. A couple of jumps coming in, but they're not gonna be able to get him. Finally will do so. 25 points remaining though, a minute and a half into this game. What an opening push by Conductor Cap Inkorperated.
Yeah, nice start. This could potentially be a winning push, especially considering they have some specials. They don't quite have the GG special like the Ink Strikes, so they are going to have to make sure that they keep the pressure on, but definitely a strong push.
And it looks like that they are not quite satisfied with this one yet, as they are once again picking up this tower, but it's going to be Riddy here who's able to get a nice double, and that's going to force this tower to reset just a little bit. Cammy going to try to hold this tower, but they're going to get shut down by a bomb there, and now with 3 members down, this should be an opportunity for the Whiprays to make their first move. A couple members going down on that left side, make that a third. A lot of people jumping in there. So this is really going to open up an opportunity for the Whiprays to make their first push and really start to close this gap.
Yeah, no problem at all getting to that first checkpoint. It was the other team just respawning by the time they were still getting through it. But now trying to sniff out this flank, they will. And meanwhile, the tower looks like it's neutralized for now, but they haven't lost any members, so they should be able to continue this push. Gonna have to deal with this Wiper here on the side, though.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious as to what had happened around that tower that really just pushed everybody off without many members going down there. So this tower will completely neutralize, but it's going to be the blaster that takes down this charger. And again, it's going to be one down on either side. A big scramble here around the tower as both of these teams really trying to get the numbers advantage to be able to make their next move and don't seem ready to make a move without it.
Yeah, Sofoking here just going to try to do the tri-strikes to claim some ground in mid, get this tower back moving. Not necessarily even trying to get a large push, but get that tactical lure, get that special charge advantage with the tower. But the crab tank here from Mango going to take down at least one, and now it looks like it's going to be time for Conductor Cap Inkorperated to push.
Yes, it will, as we now see Mango going to start rolling up into the base of the Whiprays. Going to have to back up out of that one. They'll realize that that was not going to be a optimal numbers situation for them. And now it seems like this push is just slowly dying out at this stage. They're trying to maintain just a little bit of pressure to keep that tower pushed forward so they can get ready to hop back on it. But that's not going to be the case for now. And with that pick, though, it might actually be plus the trade. So now this tower is going to continue to move forward. And I think that might have been a stagger 3 down on the side of the Whiprays. And now this is going to be a big opportunity once more for Conductor Cap Inkorperated to really add some more points to the board.
Yeah, have to take advantage here while the Chargers at least a little pushback. See if they can at least get through this checkpoint. They will. Mango, last one alive, is going to get at least a kill out of it and is going to try to escape. The jump coming in from Sprig, going to get taken out. But again, this is just making Whiprays have to fight for every inch of ground.
Oh, that blaster kill on the landing. Oh, man. So now, though, it is Whiprays with the slight numbers advantage, but they only have 10 seconds to make the move here. And it doesn't look like anyone is near this tower to be able to get on it. And with that, Conductor Cap Inkorperated will win game number 1 here in round 4.
Yeah, really good job to them. I love the aggression that I was seeing. You know, some, I'll say maybe questionable super jumps in to keep that push going, but you know, if they're not getting punished, keep going. Might as well make the Whiprays have to fight just to get that tower back in the mid, and they weren't even able to do that because of all that pressure that Conductor Cap Inkorporated was putting on them. Great job.
Certainly. You know, they did a great job of being very aggressive early on and just maintaining those key positions, not really letting the Whiprays get into the flow of things. I mean, every single time that we saw the Whiprays starting to push up a little bit, they managed to sneak in a pick or two, and then suddenly the Whiprays kind of had to reel back until we ultimately saw that one push from them. But even that push, you know, just seemed to have faltered at some point. Something just fizzled away in that push, and you know, that's all to Conductor Cap Inkorporated's credit.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting here because as much as, you know, that map can kind of start to snowball once you get through the first checkpoint, really getting from the first to the second one, not too hard at all. But now, this map, things can really get on our breakaway really quickly. So I'm a little worried if I'm the Whiprays. How are we going to deal with that aggression this time? How are we going to stay more aware of these flanks and try to punish some of these jumps?
Certainly, especially if the blaster ends up coming back here. That's gonna work pretty well around all the corners that Manta Maria presents, and you're just gonna have to be very, very careful with how Conductor Cap Inkorporated had played that last game. So you're really gonna have to up the teamwork really, and just continue to communicate. You can't let anybody sneak by. And I really think that that's going to be what Whiprays has to do here, is just, you know, really optimize that teamwork and communication.
Absolutely. And sometimes, you know, teams that super jump like that really aggressively, on a mode like Rainmaker where you're controlling where the objective is, you can kind of use that against them. You know, if they have somebody on the left side and everybody's just jumping there one by one, go right and suddenly those guys are all out of position. So it's really going to be, like you said, that coordination that the Whiprays can do to try to, you know, stave off some of this aggression.
Oh, and quite a few composition changes here, as we will see the double Splatana coming out of Conductor Cap Incorporated, one Wiper, one Stamper, and Sprig going to be switching over to the Heavy. Meanwhile, on the side of Whiprays, the Nautilus is going to be making its debut here in this round. So a couple of very different changes here, and I think with this composition for Conductor Cap Incorporated, I think they're really just trying to double down on the aggression.
Yeah, absolutely. No surprise they got the pop right away, but weren't really able to take advantage. They had two members go down early, and it's going to be Whiprays with the first pickup in control. Gonna have to try to dodge everything. The Crab Tank and now the Stamper are coming down. Do a good job of doing that. No, somebody is overboard.
Oh no, you hate to see it. Oh, but it's the Whiprays that will maintain control here. A much different start for them, a much stronger one at that. And they will continue to hold this position, but it looks like a member of Conductor Cap Incorporated somehow slipped through, which is exactly what we said that the Whiprays needed to watch out for. They're going to try to reset this Rainmaker, going to somehow survive through all of that, and we'll put it in a more neutral position, a little bit of a difficult one for the Whiprays to pick up and move right away.
What a wild pickup that was. I was not expecting anybody other than a member of Whiprays to pick up the Rainmaker to keep that push going, but instead, really good job by Conductor Cap Incorporated to kind of reset things and get a trade out of it too. And now it's going to be them in control here, but it looks like Eon going to shut things down pretty quickly.
A great pick there, and now they will once again pick up this Rainmaker, although the lead of this push in Cuber is going to go down, so now this Rainmaker is going to be forced to back up, but it's Sofa King that takes the reins here with a nice double, and that should start to open up this street for the Rainmaker to start moving in, but it looks like they had opted to take the jump on the side, and that's actually going to work super well for them as this opens up the pedestal, and they're going to make their move. 4 points remaining, no knockout quite yet, but with 3 down on the side of Conductor Cap Incorporated, this should be game, but no! Stop!
Wow, heroic effort there by Conductor Cap Incorporated to save the game right now. Really good job by them to just give them another chance to see if they can bring this one back here.
I mean, yes, certainly what they stop, but at the 1 point remaining, that is certainly quite the mountain to overcome, but with 4 specials online for Conductor Cap Incorporated, could get this push going. 2 of them getting unleashed already. The third player going to go down with that special unused. So it looks like that all neutral is all that Conductor Cap Incorporated is going to manage here for now. But I mean, if you were on the brink of a knockout there, you might just have to accept it for now.
And it looks like we're seeing a flank from the Wiper is going to open up the ability to get not only the checkpoint, but get another kill out of it as well. And suddenly another kill with the Stamp now. This is a position. Oh, another man overboard! Get the life, folks. Everybody is going down.
Oh, but look at this though. Conductor Cap Incorporated making a move for the pedestal. 14 points remaining. You know, I think they really missed out having that numbers advantage there. But look at this.
It's just the try. The try goes down.
Oh my
wow.
goodness. What a comeback there by Conductor Cap Incorporated to knock this one out.
Unbelievable. Great job by them to just not panic, not get discouraged, going down, giving up a push to 99. And then they get the KO.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they very quickly turned that one around. I mean, they were at 1 point remaining, got a clutch stop there. Utilized all their specials just to reset the Rainmaker and try to reestablish a little bit of control of mid. And on top of that, one member going overboard, you know, it really, the pieces were not quite there for them to have the decisive knockout that we just saw, but they managed. They very quickly managed to sift through all of that, get a couple of great picks there. I think that hammer was so crucial to that push, getting a double to just open up that street and allow the Rainmaker to drop in. And from there, it just was a lot of fantastic 1v1s that they won out on. And that resulted in the KO. So I mean, kudos to them for that comeback.
It's amazing. You know, sometimes you almost feel like you're wasting effort, wasting time whenever you prevent that KO and, you know, it's still pushed to 99, but you know, have given the push up all the way to 1. But every once in a while, it ends up being very consequential in the game, and you end up getting the win out of it. So really good job again by Conductor Cap Inkorperated, taking the set. Now let's see if they can get the clean sweep.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you never give up. You never, ever give up in any Splatoon game. You never know. But as you said, that will be the set to Conductor Cap Inkorperated. So going on to game 3, Whiprays still playing for something here. Those tiebreakers are a major part of any Swiss stage. So you really want to be able to give yourself that slight edge even when you do lose a set. So Clamlet's Scorch Gorge on deck here. You know, Greg, what any sort of anticipated change-ups for either of these teams?
I gotta say, you know, this map, you know, the area where you're scoring, where you're throwing in the clams from, it's really narrow, so I really would like to see, after what we saw from the Ultra Stamp that last game, maybe see that come out again to really clear some space for the teammates to go in with some clams. That's something that I think could really be effective here, but it's hard to say. You know, Range Blaster also really nice in this situation because, you know, the defending team is going to be taking that high ground above the basket, and Range Blaster can just ruin their day. So we'll see what they go with here.
All right, here we go into game number 3. Let's take a look at these compositions. Is that a Dynamo?
Wow, bold choice here. So, you know, going with the both teams are in a mood for some soda. Some going from the Tri-Slosher, some from the Dynamo. It's going to be interesting to see kind of how that Dynamo was able to manage in a map like this.
Certainly, you know, and I'm very excited to see a Dynamo. Definitely one of the least common weapons that you see in competitive Splatoon, at least as of right now. So gonna be interesting to see how that kind of plays a factor here, as we do see the Whiprays with another strong start early. Well, sorry, it's Conductor Cap Inkorporated with another strong start here early on, as they are quickly getting 3 down on the side of the Whiprays and able to build up this clam economy, starting to pass around clams, and they're gonna get the first dunk of the game less than a minute in.
Yeah, Sprig with that heavy pushing way up and is able to get the score, but credit to Whiprays. It looks like they're clearing things out. Mango's going to have to retreat, and let's see if they can take advantage of this map pretty quickly. Mango just trying to draw some of their attention, but it's going to retreat back to their teammates. And now the tactic ruler's out. They have 12 clams to their name. Going to pop the tri-strike here. Let's see if they can push in with this and open up the basket.
Yeah, and I mean, they have the clams to do it. They just need to pass them around, get one more to Sofa King, but Tuning. Oh, they're gonna actually wait for the jump instead, and Eon's gonna get that dunk in. Sofa King gonna shark and just try to hold this position for their team, waiting for the rest of the team to pile in clams before they go underneath the basket and start to put their clams in. And another jump in here. What coordination by the Whiprays to be able to bring this all the way to 15 remaining, and that will be the end of the push. But the damage has been done. A fantastic counter push by the Whiprays.
It took a little bit to get going. I was wondering if it was going to happen at all, but then once it did, that was a quick 85 points. Great job for them. And now it looks like Sprig on the other side of things is going to try to pop this wave breaker, take some space, but he's going to get taken now. Now Cammy just holding the ball with the Dynamo, trying to control mid. Going to try to go across the grates. Wisely drops, so that Hydra looks like they were about to take them out.
Oh, and it looks like that first power climb is going to not quite get to its destination, but there is a follow-up here, and they're going to try to save these power clams. They do save the first one. They're going to grab the second. Spring is going to back up, though, realizing that this might not be the push to get all 3 in, but Conductor Cap Inkorporated will significantly close the gap here. It's a much more manageable lead to work with, and at this stage, with that, by saving that power clam, I mean, that's huge for them.
It's not every day that you're able to score the power clam under the basket that was the one that you died with. They're kind of able to get right back in there, but it's Whiprays that are trying to make a push going here. Somebody again holding 7. Gonna get taken out by this crab tank though.
Oh, and the crab tank finds another right there, and that's 3 down the side of the Whiprays. Sofa King gonna have to do their best to just chuck bombs and hold off Conductor Cap Incorporated. Suction bombs are gonna do a great job of stalling for now, but it's not gonna stall long enough, as that is gonna be the power clam and 3 in the basket for Conductor Cap Incorporated. They're just waiting for the follow-up now. It looks like Mango's gonna have 3 more here, and that will close this lead to 5 points. And with the clams that they've picked up now, this is an opportunity for the lead. Can Elect get them all in? Yes, Elect will! And now they hold a 4-point lead. This should be the end of the push. A minute to play. The Whiprays looking to respond.
You can never just count these guys out. You know, they give up 99 points and then they give up 85 points. Unconcerned, able to just get the lead back again. Let's see if they're able to hang on here. Ready with a nice kill with that Hydra now. Gonna try to take some space here. They're gonna need to get this ball in. Let's see if they have the Booyah ready. They might try to take some space with that, but again, you know, always looking out for these flanks here. So the middle of the map, not totally in their favor. Gonna be a little concerned about any potential flanks.
30 seconds to play. It looks like it's going to be 1 down on either side, but any sort of trades here are all in the favor of Conductor Cap Incorporated. So, and I mean, given the positions that Conductor Cap is holding as well, this is not looking good for the Whiprays in the closing seconds of this game. They're going to try to prevent overtime, it seems, by just having this power climb sit right underneath the Whiprays basket, and they're going to make a move for it, and yes, they will get it. But there will be just about a second of overtime here, 1 clam to follow up and shut down this game for good as Conductor Cap Incorporated completes the sweep.
Again, just amazing job by them. Just totally unfazed by giving up tons of points early in the game. They had a plan to push, they had a plan to score, and it worked out for them. Great job.
Yeah, an excellent job indeed. I mean, they were down big in both game 2 and game 3 and just fought tooth and nail there to get back into those games. It's not often that you are able to see, you know, multiple big comebacks like that in a play all 3 set. So I mean, kudos to them, because this set could have been very, very different, very different. But they did an excellent job of executing exactly what needed to be done in each of those crucial moments. And hey, now they're walking out of this round with a sweep.
Yeah, and if you're the Whiprays, I mean, this is a big motivating set for you, because you're thinking, man, if we just get 1 more point, if we get that KO on game 2, it's a totally different story going to game 3. And in that game 3 set, you know, they jumped in with 2 power clams to get that big 85-point push. You know, 1 more there gets them the KO. So, you know, you're constantly just thinking these little things that if we could just tighten up, just do a little bit better, and we'd be on the winning side of this. So good to keep that fire in your belly, and I'm sure they'll want to VOD review this one.
Yeah, I think so too. You know, it's going to be a good one to kind of see what could we have done slightly better, both on the offensive and defensive ends here. So with that, though, that does conclude round 4. So we are now 2/3 of the way through this Swiss stage. Greg Guru and I will be back momentarily for round number 5 here in Low Ink. Welcome back, everybody, to Low Ink. We are here in Swiss round number 5. I am DRF, once again joined by Greg Guru, and we have 2 more fantastic teams coming up here. Greg, tell us a little bit about them.
We are going to see Ikaryoku versus Dive. So just like last time we saw the battle of the 2-in-1 teams, the ante's just getting up now as we have 2 3-in-1 teams going at it. Same stakes on the line, trying to vie for one of these higher spots into the bracket for tomorrow. What are you going to expect out of these teams?
I know that both of these teams have certainly been around quite a bit in the low-level scene, so it's certainly not quite the surprise to see them at this stage 3-in-1, trying to really put themselves in a good position to get into one of those brackets. So I can't quite remember necessarily the compositions necessarily because, there's a billion teams, so it's a little bit hard to follow, but I guess we will find out very quickly for ourselves as we get ready for game number 1, which will be Splat Zones on Museum de Alfonsino, and with a map mode like this, you certainly would anticipate possibly a strong backline. I think E-leaders really tend to thrive here, and you might also get a couple of weapons that really like to play underneath those ledges, maybe a couple of sloshers, maybe particularly a machine. But let's answer that question for ourselves. What kind of comp are we seeing here?
Well, you called it, the E-leader coming out and the machine, but on the other side though, we're going to see typical 2 splashes, 1 the Neo, and then a little not so typical, we're seeing the Tetra dualies as well as the regular Splat dualies, so gonna be a little hard to hit these guys.
Certainly, a very agile comp coming out of Dive here, so that's gonna be very tricky, but a much more traditional comp that has a track record of success on a map mode like this out of Ikaryoku. So early on though, just a huge battle here, lots of triple ink strikes coming through, and this is just going to be a bit of a tug of war to start. Neither team really with the advantage early on, but finally it's going to be a wipeout on the side of Dive. So Ikaryoku going to be able to grab control of this zone, quickly work out of that penalty, grab the lead, and see how far they will extend it.
Yeah, able to get that zone cap, but credit to Dive, at least we're able to get back into their plat, but you can see at least Ikaryoku has the paint control there. They don't have quite any members up on their plat, but man, this is just such an intimidating thing to have an E-leader just have free reign on this middle section of the map. Gonna try to move them out the ink strikes, but still gets a nice pick there.
Oh man, yeah, that is a tough pick to pull off, and fantastic one at that, as now we see a 2v1. It's going to be Ikaryoku that maintains control of this zone, and they just have found themselves in some great positions to take these fights. So now they're going to really extend this lead and start to approach knockout territory. And this is exactly what you don't want to see if you're Dive. The players on the other team trying to just get up onto your plat and really picking fights up there. And this is going to possibly do it with 2 down and a bit of a stagger as well. The Crab King going to try to come in at the last second to hold this zone, but it will not do that here, as we very quickly see Ikaryoku winning game number 1 in decisive fashion.
Yeah, just again, so hard whenever you have an E-leader on that spinner in the middle of the stage. They're able to hit everywhere on the plat that isn't behind cover. And then credit to the teammates on Ikaryoku by just throwing bombs, applying pressure, so staying behind the cover wasn't really a viable option for Dive.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't. It was just so tricky for them to just be able to get out of their own spawn, really. This does tend to be one of those lockout heavy map modes, especially if you just dedicate one person to kind of staying in mid, watching, the possible left side flank, but then just start letting your other players get up onto the plat or just camp the ledges if they dare even drop down. And Ikaryoku executed perfectly on that once they managed to get that early wipeout that we saw. Dive did a fantastic job of pushing back in that one time, but just were not able to keep their numbers up long enough to flip the zone and force the penalty.
Yeah, I'm interested to see because we're going to move on to Tower Control Undertow. Not saying that E-Leader's terrible on this map, but it's at least not the best E-Leader map in the game. I think we just saw that. So I think, you know, the aggressive, agile comp they had before, probably going to play a lot better here. You know, being able to just kind of hop, you know, side to side between this kind of spine that runs down the middle of the map to apply pressure from both lanes. It's going to be really important for them to kind of keep that E-Leader guessing where they're coming from.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that. I do think that the agile comp will drive here just a little bit more. You know, E-Leader Machine, I think, are still strong choices that you're going to have to figure out how to work around, just because the E-Leader can kind of just sit up on the plot and really keep an eye on a large portion of this tower route. So the agile comp, though, should make a difference, as we do see Ikaryoku gonna go ahead and switch that E-Leader for another T-Tech, and a Reflux gonna be coming out here for Dive.
The missiles are here. I wonder if the missiles were kind of intended to maybe help displace the E-Leader, but Ikaryoku one step ahead by just swapping off that charger for another T-Tech. You know, tower control, the ink strikes are really nice. And we're going to see the Reflux trying to go in there, but wisely backing up as they had some pressure overhead.
Oh man, and it looks like with a couple of specials online here, Dive could try to make a bit of a move here. The missile's going to come out, try to displace some members, not really going to make any noise. And the Booyah Bomb in response by Ikaryoku is just really going to start pushing around these players on Dive instead, where I felt like Dive might have been in a better position here, but now they're going to have to let this first checkpoint go. I mean, honestly, this first checkpoint doesn't mean a whole lot, but still.
Yeah, Dive kind of didn't work out for them there. They were trying to retake their snipe area, but Techno's really shutting that down, and meanwhile the tower's going the other direction, already to the second checkpoint. It's going to get through it if Dive can't do anything about it. They don't have the missiles very close right now, so gonna get through that second checkpoint easy, though. Two go down on the side of Ikaryoku, so it looks like this push will stop for the time being. The remaining members just gonna retreat a little bit. They do have their triple ink strikes ready, so it's gonna be hard for Dive to just get another push going right away.
Yeah, certainly, but you know, with this triple ink strike online, they're just gonna have to dodge these first triple ink strikes, which seemed easy enough on, you know, an open map like this. So now they're gonna try to force some of these members around, and the two went down. I think that might have been that might have been the Tetris that was pushing up and managed to help get that. But now they're gonna lose two of their own. So for every time it seems like Dive has an opportunity here, something goes wrong for them, and they just are not able to push up.
I think that was a Reef Slider double that we saw. You know, really a shame they weren't able to get any more points out of that, but you know, the Reef Slider's ready. Here it comes again. Can they get another kill? This time they won't. Yeah, I gotta think that one player was weak because they were climbing up the wall, just able to escape. But you know, staying aggressive, gonna dodge this bomb. Let's see if this Tetris is able to push up and make something happen, as they are at the first checkpoint.
Oh, and they should be able to clear it. There it goes, finally, as now they will be making their way to that second checkpoint. But with two members down, it's really just going to be how far can you push this forward. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and let this tower stall at 70 points remaining. So a great stop once again by Ikaryoku, as they will now get back control of a mid here. And they're going to go ahead and just start pushing up, saying, hey, you know, we're going to take the slight numbers advantage and make this as difficult as possible for you to even maintain any sort of pain control here. Two members going to have to force this member out of that snipe area. So a lot of resources from Dive are having to go into getting just individual members out of positions that they just don't want them in.
Yeah, Ikaryoku's just doing a really good job of denying Dive of the positions that they want to take. They keep really trying to contest the snipe area, to retake their own snipe area, Dive is, but Ikaryoku's just not letting them when they're pushing. But now, a really clutch kill there on the Tetra, and that's going to lead to a wipeout.
Oh man, Dive continuing to just go down here, and Ikaryoku just has such a strong grip on this game. I mean, it's almost surprising that the lead is as small as it is right now, but they're going to be working on expanding that right now with a minute to play, and we approach the final checkpoint. This is where things really start to snowball, but a player coming in from behind, and they're going to be able to handle this one. 3 go down on the side of Ikaryoku. Dive will get one more opportunity here in the closing 40 seconds of this game to make a comeback.
They have a tall order ahead of them. They have to try to come back with 35 seconds left against 2 ink strikes and a Booyah Bomb. When we talk about one special being a potential GG special, Ikaryoku has 3 right now. They're in a great position for these last couple of seconds here of this game. Just gonna try to dodge this stuff and get their specials. It's okay if they give up some points here because they know they have what it takes to end the game right now, as long as they just play patient and use their specials and, you know, get a kill right there with Kid along the machine.
Oh, and Kit is just going to hold on to this one. Maybe unleashed it a tad early, but it will do still, as the wipeout will conclude this one. Ikaryoku get a win game number 2.
Yeah, again, really good job by them. Talk about adapting from having a E-leader just perform so well game 1 to saying, nope, throw that away, we don't want it, we want T-Tech instead. You know, that's a team that scrims a lot together, has a good game plan, has a good feel for their strengths, and good feel for these maps, and it paid off for them.
It certainly did, as they will go ahead and take this set, but this set is not quite over yet. There is still game number 3 to be played, which will be Rainmaker Eel Tail Alley, another map mode that can kind of snowball a little bit. I do think that we might see a couple of adjustments once again, possibly that E-leader going to be coming back. I do think that that would be a great choice. But at the same time, I mean, the triple link strikes, I think, also do a fantastic job here for both sides if we if they do want to sort of double down on that special.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this map, a lot of times once you clear the first checkpoint, there's a lot of pressure coming from the top left, that kind of high ledge where, you know, the defending team can kind of use that to control. So Ink Strike, definitely a nice tool to either clear people off there or just obscure their vision by, you know, just striking and suddenly they can't even see the Rainmaker or anybody's moving. So I could definitely see the Ink Strike come out, but a lot of options here. You know, you think of just how narrow it is. A lot of people do like going for the Killer Whale because, again, just not a lot of space to move side to side. Same for Trizuka, you know, another weapon that you can close a lot of long straight distances on, get some kills that way. So I'm going to be interested to see what these teams pull out here.
Certainly. Well, we will see that momentarily as these teams get readied up here. But yeah, no, I'm certainly in agreement. I do think that those specials will certainly come in handy if they choose to pivot to any weapons that have those. But I think they've kind of definitely found, especially Ikaryoku has found their stride with the exact weapons that we've been seeing, and actually going to be making a slight change here. So I do think that kind of goes in line with what you were talking about, Greg, especially with that 52 gal.
Wow, I feel a little psychic right now. We see both the Trizuka and the Killer Whale 5.1 for the first time in this set, coming out of the side of Ikaryoku. Gonna get an opening kill as well as the pop, and it looks like they're gonna go to try to go at least near this Rainmaker, not quite picking it up, finally do. Let's see, looks like they have their eyes set on the checkpoint to the left if they can just climb that ramp. But again, Rainmaker adapting plans very quickly now. They kind of have their choices here. They're still going to go to that left checkpoint, dodging those Ink Strikes. And just like that, a little over 30 seconds of the game, they've already cleared the first checkpoint.
A great opening here once again by Ikaryoku. And they're going to push us all the way to 20 remaining, just 45 seconds into this game. And I think this push is over for now. They're not in a great position to grab that Rainmaker. That's really the danger of trying to conduct your pushes through that glass. It's just so difficult to keep it going, especially you know, once you do get about halfway through, which is exactly what they did. So a great first push, not going to be able to continue it.
Yeah, and this, you know, this map, the area of this bridge here, It's just such a strong position to take, especially because you're not worried about something like a charger coming out the side of dive. So you can take these positions, be out in the open, be pretty reckless, and just hold this ground. And it really forces dive to be a little desperate to try to clear you out of there. So Ikaryoku, they're just content with taking advantage of that desperation. If the picks are there, then they'll try to push for more points. If they're not, then they're content with just playing this like a zones game and just keeping dive away from the middle of the map. But they do have 2 members down here, and diving after the Rainmaker right now. They will get the kill, but good job being the trade.
That was a great trade. Like you saw them just like try to hide around that box, and they knew they were gonna go down. So they basically said, you know, I'm gonna do whatever I possibly can to just make it difficult for them to make anything of this situation, despite getting the kill. And I think they stalled just long enough to get their numbers back up to full strength and start building up some of these specials a little bit. But no, it's still gonna be Dive that finds their way that finds themselves all the way to that first checkpoint. And with 3 down here, they should be able to cap this one. But the Trizuka is coming in and not going to be able to stop it though. But this now becomes a much more competitive game that both checkpoints have fallen halfway through.
Yeah, right now, very close game here as let's see if they can get this kill on the 52. The Reflux going to get taken out. And the flank gets taken out. So good attempt there by Dai, but just not quite winning those fights. Would have been huge if they were able to win that and get the flank off, but instead it's going to be Ikaryoku back in control, Rainmaker back in the mid, starting to pop some specials to get to control. One goes down on the side of dive. Let's see if they opt to pick up. Just going to opt for getting more control of mid. Very, patient gameplay right now. They just don't want this game to get away from them being reckless, because now that dive is taking a checkpoint, things can move really quickly.
Yeah, they certainly can. And Dive is still very hungry for a win in this set, and definitely playing very well right now, as they're going to go ahead and make a move on this right side here, going to tack on 3 more points to the scoreboard. But without the numbers, it's just not going to work out well for them. Another 2 down situation, actually. So Ikaryoku going to be back in control of this game. Still, fairly competitive here. Dive not quite out of it yet. Ikaryoku just going to continue to play this one very patient, because they don't need to make any, big moves here or any, risky decisions.
Yeah, I think the only way Ikaryoku is really going to lose this game is if they play a little too reckless and get wiped, or if they just start feeding. So they're doing a good job of, if one goes down, the rest are kind of playing a little more conservative. Just, keep their numbers up, that way they don't get in a situation where Dive can just dive for more points.
Certainly, 30 seconds to go here in this game. Dive back in control of mid. Going to be launching a couple of specials here. Looks like they will let this Rainmaker fully reset, as they're going to opt to try to get a couple of kills instead to be able to open up this bridge area to pick up this Rainmaker and start trying to get some more points on the board. Gonna have to live through this Booyah Bomb as well, but the Rainmaker does go down, I think, or did no one ever grab it in the first place? No, okay, but with the wipe out there, actually, it will be Ikaryoku that will complete this sweep.
Yeah, I think it was the Crab Tank there targeting the Rainmaker at the very end, able to get that kill to totally shut things down. Ikaryoku, very solid looking set. We saw them really just win a lot of different ways. They went, the more passive, backliner focus mode for zones. They went a lot more aggressive in tower control, kept up with that aggression in Rainmaker. So really impressed to see a team that can not only win, but win a couple of different ways.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they varied it up every single game to a pretty different composition. Obviously, they had a couple of the staples there throughout, but yeah, they just continue to vary it up. They adapted very well to each individual map mode combo, and I think they just executed perfectly in those pairings to come out on top here with a nice clean sweep. Credit to Dive, though. Dive just was continuously, I think, learning throughout this set how to deal with Ikaryoku, and made much stronger pushes in each of these individual games. Ultimately still going to come up short and empty-handed, no game wins there, but I do think that they did take something away from this set nonetheless.
Yeah, and so that's going to wrap it up for round 5 of Swiss. We will be back for one more round though as we wrap up day 1 of Low Ink, so stay tuned. Hello everybody and welcome back to Low Inc. Getting ready now for our final match of the day. My name is Gregory and I'm joined here by a guy who's worth 7 points in Scrabble and a whole lot more in the commentary booth. DRF, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. That is the most unique introduction anyone's ever given me.
I'm so proud.
That's a pretty good one. Oh man, sorry, you got me good on that one. But yes, we are here in the final round of Low Inc. And we have two more teams coming up here. Girly Teen Girls taking on MERO. Oh man.
Yeah, gonna be a very interesting set here. Both teams 4-1, so have had some pretty good days so far, but you know what? 5-1 feels a lot better than 4-2, so these teams are gonna want to finish strong.
Certainly, I mean, just really want to finish off your last set on top. Regardless of making bracket or not, it's just always good to finish that day one with a win. And if you ultimately do end up qualifying for bracket or whatnot, it's a good momentum setter. But it's always nice to finish with that good feeling of, hey, we put everything out there and we finished with the dub at the very least.
Yeah, and coming right off the bat here, we're gonna go to Clamblitz Hagglefish, which kind of an interesting map. Yeah, I feel like Hagglefish's zones is kind of the default scrim starter, and you see tower control, you see Rainmaker a lot. Clamblitz kind of a more forgotten mode on this map, so it's going to be interesting to see what kind of pushing strategies teams use. A lot of people just go right up front on that kind of zigzag ramp, but there is that flank option off to the left. We'll see if anybody takes advantage of that.
For sure. Well, let's go ahead and dive right on into this one. And another double dually combo. What is with this combination today? Very popular.
Yeah, and I'm a little nervous if I'm facing Girly Teen Girls right now because they have Tetras and a brush that could easily take advantage of that flank that I was mentioning. So MERO definitely is going to have to keep their eyes out, and starting off really well with a nice shot at the charger.
Oh, and that is a wipeout less than 20 seconds into this game. So very quickly here, we will see MERO start to push up with this power clamp. Will they be able to get the dunk? It does not seem like it quite yet, as suction bombs are just coming in left and right, and somehow Diddler there is going to dodge all those suction bombs, be able to get the first dunk of the game. But the question is there any follow-up? This triple trick is going to make it very difficult for them to pile in any more clams. And another beautiful snipe. But that will be the end of this push. For now, it's going to be a one and done.
That was a Herculean effort just to get that ball in. There were so many just suction bombs. They were stuck in ink for a while, but just managed to inch up enough to get the score. And now it looks like they're going to try to build another ball here. And this charger is just scared the Girly Teen Girls a little early on with those early kills, so they're going to be extra careful to make sure that they don't get picked off again.
Certainly, and here comes Diddler once again with another power clam, but this one's going to be ultimately shut down. So quickly, it seems like Girly Teen Girls starting to find their footing after a very jarring opening minute. That kind of just had them scrambling, but now they seem a lot more cool, calm, collected, and getting the picks that they've been looking for. And this is going to open up an opportunity for them to start passing some clams around and possibly get their first score of the game.
Yeah, it looks like Junky's going to be able to do that, getting the second ball in. So right away, lead goes in favor of Girly Teen Girls. Gaycat just going to jump out there, be content with the 40 points they earned. And really good job there setting up by using that Zipcaster to kind of displace the charger. Wasn't quite able to get the kill, but just kind of moving them around was able to open things up for them.
Yeah, I mean, just two very similar pushes there out of both of these teams in the opening half.
There's the flank.
Take a look at this flank from Junky, but they're just going to go ahead and shrug this one out. They know that they're being called out right now, so they're just going to wait and see if eventually MERO just forgets about them. Junky's going to ultimately have to back out of this one. A nice idea, but a better decision to just leave it be.
Yeah, try to hang around a little just to see, alright, I have their attention, am I gonna get the attention of 2 people, 3 people? But it seemed like it was only maybe 1 person watching the flank. Not quite worth it, get back with the team, see if you can push another direction.
Certainly, and now a couple more power clams online for either team, and clam economy very evenly distributed as of this moment. A couple of players going down, and it's gonna go pick for pick here, but it will be MERO that comes up with a slight numbers advantage. Of course, as I say that, they lose another member, so really just kind of mirroring each other at this point for both of these teams. Just kind of, you know, seeing some similar moves, trades left and right, similar control to clam economy, but with this triple ink strike, this will be the opportunity for Girly Teen Girls to make another push here and break this stalemate. They're gonna pile in that power clam +3. Do they have any more? Yes, they do, and they bring this all the way down to 42 remaining.
Yeah, Junkie on the brush just kind of slipped in there behind everybody and was able to get a kill up on the ramp and probably yelling at everybody, jump to me, jump to me, jump to me, able to get the score going. So now it's going to result in about 21 more points for Girly Teen Girls. Let's see if they can hang on here with about a minute left.
Yes, a minute to play, and they have a decent lead at this stage. If they actually manage to get another push going, it will just be pretty much all points after that first power clam. So they could try to extend this lead and just keep the pressure on, but no, the triple ink strike going to be coming in for MERO to try to just push these members back, and they're gonna really need to get a push going here if they want to just close this gap at the very least. Try to maybe, you know, divide this into 2 pushes. I think it's gonna be their best opportunity.
That's gonna pop the crab. He's trying to defend the tent there, but once the pusher got backed off there, they're gonna push in the mid. The re-slider is gonna come out. Nobody able to get any kills right away. The Tetrabilis does go down, but another person does go down the side of MERO, so really just trying to slowly, they're losing their ground in mid. They're gonna need to take advantage here of this final couple of seconds. They're gonna pop the crab tank, but again, they have so far to go. They don't have much of a foothold in mid, let alone getting close to the Girly Teen Girls basket. And nobody going down. Good job staying alive right now, Girly Teen Girls. It's going to be somebody on MERO that goes down at the start here. Overtime slowly ticking away. They do get 1 kill. They're going to need to get this ball close to the basket. They're running out of time. Going to try to open things up with the triple ink strike. But another ball forms right on the ramp. They're going to throw that one in. They're not able to get that ball in.
Oh man, what an effort though there by MERO. They're going to come up a little bit short. If that second power clam fell, that would have been an 11-point game. They would have just needed 4 clams to get the lead, but a great stop there by Girly Teen Girls to hold on to this game here and take the early advantage in this set.
Yeah, kind of a sneaky play there at the end, because you're the only football on the map, so everybody's kind of paying attention to you and focusing on keeping you away from basket, and that allowed MERO to form another ball right at the basket and break it open, but Girly Teen Girls just responded well. They were able to shut things down immediately after that basket was broken and get the win. Yeah,
very well done there, as now we will start to pivot towards game number 2. Flat zones on Umami Ruins. You know, this is, I feel like we're still trying to figure out whether we like this map mode as a community. It seems like the takes are on far extremes here. So I for one am always open for just, you know, more map modes, the better. You know, this is certainly a very, I guess, weirdly laid out map mode, but I'm always excited to see how teams approach this one.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like we're still figuring it out. I'm kind of like you. I kind of lean towards, unless it's terrible, you know, variety is good. So, you know, it may not quite be like every other map out there, but that's more of its benefit than its downfall. If I'm MERO, I'm probably feeling good because I think this is a pretty decent map for E-Leader. Just how flat it is, they're kind of able to really just look at things, kind of survey the landscape, and not have a whole lot of obstacles blocking them when they're trying to just kind of get those picks as people are trying to go in.
Yeah, you know, it's with I guess comp-wise, you know, if E-Leader, I think that'll certainly be returning, you know, possibly out of both teams maybe, just because I think that's one of the biggest, you know, criticisms we've seen with Umami Ruins is that the E-Leader just gets such free reign over the entire map. It can really get a pick at any stage really, which I think maybe that's why, you know, we do see Umami Splat Zones at the very least, is I think that is where you see the E-Leader have the least amount of control of the entire map, just because the zones are well shielded by that center block.
And it'll be interesting what these teams go with. Slight delay here as we get some substitutions in, so a little strategy going on as kind of trying to outguess each other what each team is going to go with here.
Yeah, I always love when teams run deep rosters. I know that a lot of times, like, you might see a roster that has like 8 people on it, but there's really only 4 of them that are present at one time. But when you actually are able to utilize those subs, I do think it actually adds a very fun layer of complexity to this, because now the question is, you know, how do you utilize all of these pieces to the best of your team's ability? Do you try to sub in just based on what map modes people prefer? Are you trying to specifically counteract something that the other team might have brought out in the previous game? If both teams end up, you know, utilizing substitutions here, how do you start to even anticipate the other subs that might be coming in from the other team with your own subs? It's just such a big, you know, 3D chess game that goes on when you start to utilize these subs, and I think it's very, very interesting.
Yeah, definitely a lot of strategy to it, and it's hard to pull off. You know, sometimes it is good to just stick with the hot hand, but sometimes it is nice to say, like, you know, hey, this map, I just can't figure it out, I don't know what I'm doing here. Rather than, you know, going into that game with not a whole lot of confidence, you sub out to somebody who is ready to go, who is a master at that map, and suddenly it gives your team a better chance to win.
Absolutely. As we're slowly getting everybody readied up here for game number 2. Girly Teen Girls is up early, 1-0. And I think going into this game as well, with the composition that we saw out of them, a little bit more agile, I do think that can certainly work. They will have to just be careful with the E-Leader that is on MERO, but I think if they actually just stick with the double dually combo, that it can really do some damage, and just it's going to make the E-Leader constantly guessing and a little bit paranoid of, hey, I need to make sure that nobody is going to be coming to flank me, and their teammates as well are going to have to really divert some of their attention to those dualies to help protect that backline should that come out here in this game.
Yeah, the backliners, they love to, you know, peek behind the giant rectangle in top mid. They like to get on the top mid and kind of peek behind that pillow. So if you can get something fast in their face, that's just going to have them playing further back the whole game, which just applies less pressure on your whole team. But it looks like Wicat's going with the E-Leader.
Yeah.
Diphtheria is switching to the ZF Charger instead, getting off the E-Leader from the last game. And like I said, there's Junkie top mid. Gonna keep an eye out for anybody else wanting to take that position. Gonna rush this crab down. The crab's gonna back up, and it's gonna be an early zone cap on the side. Oh, another nice shot there.
Oh man, yeah, this is very, I guess, similar to that last game where it was just kind of scrappy in the beginning. Neither team with a very strong grip of the game early on, but MERO now pushing these zones all the way down to 72 remaining, and a beautiful snipe there by Diphtheria to just help their team keep control here, despite, I think, losing 2 members there momentarily. So now they completely have Girly Teen Girls staggered, and this is going to be a great opportunity for them to really open up this lead and just make it as difficult as possible. I mean, this is just a sniper's game right now.
Oh man, there was such a tight window to get that shot. K-Cat hit it, and now, just like that, the zone is going to flip. Suddenly that threat of the Charger just hanging over him wasn't there anymore, so Girly Teen Girls able to just rush in, cap the zone. Oh no!
Oh man, falling off the map is a theme today.
I hate to see it, and now we have a Tetra fight here on the side. Like, there was a slight break in it, but now they're back into it. Astronomic gonna go down, and it looks like, again, things are gonna be in control on the side of MERO, as trying to slip around this, but Gekat with another nice shot.
Man, I mean, I knew the Chargers were going to be big on this map mode, but they have certainly done that and gone above and beyond so far, really leading the way for both of their teams in this game of halfway through, as now this zone is going to be neutral. Members just jumping in on both sides here, but it will be MERO that gets back in control of these zones. They do have a pretty hefty penalty to work through, but they're in a fantastic position to chip away at it and possibly start adding more points to the board.
Yeah, we will see, you know, Gekat's probably just looking for a corner to peek around to take out the opposing charger. Meanwhile, the duel's going to rush in, going to get taken out by QB here. Now, oh wow, great play to take out the crab, but again, you know, the teamwork going to be avenged immediately, and suddenly this is a pretty bad situation here if you're Girly Teen Girls now, as you have 3 members down. You kind of have to rush in and get some kills here, or at least neutralize the zone, because you don't have much time left.
Yeah, they're quickly running out of time. It looks like there's going to be one last effort here from the Brush and the Triple Link Strike to neutralize, but that will not be enough, as MERO in dominant fashion here ties up the set at 1 game apiece.
Wow, what a response there. MERO evening up. Again, just decisive that game. Not really losing control much. You know, the zone flipped a couple of times, but they never really had a situation where it was all of them from spawn, you know, and Girly Teen Girls just had full run of the map. It was kind of always fighting, and then they were the ones who were sending Girly Teen Girls all the way back to spawn. Just shut them down there.
Yeah, a great response there by MERO in game number 2. They were just consistently pushing up and maintained a very strong position there to just kind of force Girly Teen Girls all the way back, like you said. And every time that they managed to break through, you know, they were quickly shut down. I mean, they capped the zone, I think, for a total of about 10 to 15 seconds in that set, in that game. So, you know, it's a very dominant game, and now they're gonna have so much momentum going with them into this final game, very decisive game 3, Tower Control Inkblot Art Academy.
Yeah, this is a big one. I mean, reminder, both of these teams are 4-1, so this is big here. Can you get 5-1? More than likely punching your ticket to Alpha Bracket and just win 1 more. Let's see who can do it.
Yeah, and if you lose this at 4-2, can still make your way into Alpha Bracket, but you are left at the mercy of the tiebreakers. You need to just hope that you've really ran into the right opponents. You played well early on to boost those percentages. So a lot is at stake here. Just, you know, as Popgood always says, just win. if you don't want to, you know, get screwed by a tiebreaker, just win out, and that's really all you got to do here.
I think I spent probably a solid year playing SAC and getting screwed by Swiss tiebreakers. It's not a good position to be in. You just want to win. When it comes down to tiebreakers, you know, it's just anything. Here's your opportunity to put, you know, control your own destiny here right now. Win this game, and then you don't have to worry about any of that stuff, like you said.
Exactly. So I guess let's anticipate some comps here, though. You know, we've seen a couple of different adjustments here. We've seen Tetris come out of both sides now. E-leaders coming out of both sides. You know, one of the E-leaders in the last game switching over to that ZNF as well. So, you know, it seems like a lot of these players that do have some flexibility. So let's take a look at these comps, though, and see what they have decided in this decisive Game 3.
We do see Diphtheria staying with the Chargers, switching back to the E-leader. A little interesting. I thought maybe the Tri-Strikes on this mode would be their preference, but instead, Gekat abandoning the E-leader, going for the tried and true Vanilla Splash-O-Matic. And right away we see this Tetra's getting chased down, able to get one kill and one shot to get the other. Gonna try to chase after it, but they're gonna retreat just a little too far, probably just getting that crab tank ready. Do they know Tetra is still on their heels though? It looks like they will get the kill, so that's a crab tank offline as they're pushing the tower. But Junkie just chasing away the tower rider there with that Octobrush.
Oh man, yeah. Once again, it's a scrappy start for both of these teams as specials coming out left and right, the Tetras on either side, just trying to cause as much havoc as possible. Their E leader, nice shot there by Diphtheria. I think they might have even gotten a shot on that crab there, but were not able to pierce through it. So again, back and forth early on as neither team has had strong control yet, but MERO with this 2-down situation here might be able to start making their first big move of the game. Gonna push this to checkpoint 1, but still not gonna be able to get there quite yet. Nobody from Girly Teen Girls is around, so now this is gonna be an opportunity for them to clear this first shot there with the
Wow, Diphtheria is just dealing with everybody in their face, hitting these shots. I don't know how they're doing it right now as they break the first checkpoint. Let's see if they continue this push here with the Booyah going to tower. Another member on the side of Girly Teen Girls does go down. It looks like, again, just the bomb spam in there trying to avoid it. Doesn't quite get the kill on the person there on the top left, and the tower's going to stop for the time being. Kirby with the Shark, are they going to be able to do anything? Yes, they will, but they will get taken out as well.
Oh, MERO continues to, I think there's still a decent amount of pressure here as we do see the Tetras trying to take down a couple of members of Girly Teen Girls here in a great position. Now Girly Teen Girls has to devote a bunch of resources to trying to stop these Tetras behind them, and that's going to be 3 down. Fantastic hold here by MERO, but now Junkie's going to try to repay a favor here, but no, not going to be able to find anybody and trying to bail out, but no, they will get shut down as MERO is back in control and adding more points to the board.
I feel for Junkie there, damaging multiple people, but not able to get any kills. But Ikaryoku gonna try to redeem them here as the Tower Rider does get taken out. The Tower's gonna drift back to mid, but still a decent amount of control here for MERO. 2 more down on the side of Girly Teen Girls, but the Tower is floating back to mid, which is their favor right now.
Absolutely. They have a lot of this center map control, and I just love that multiple members on either side are kind of just sharking right now, waiting for the other to make the mistake. Junkie finally gonna have their patience paid off, but quickly shut down by the Tetris, who gets a beautiful double there with that Reef Slider, and now MERO's gonna be able to hop back on this tower. Tetris gonna start to push up once again into the bats, but not gonna be as successful this time, as this tower not gonna be able to get as far as I think they would have hoped for in this push. Gonna start to reset the tower.
This is just what you want to see in a deciding game like this. Both teams just going after each other right now, slugging it out, and it looks like for the first time in a little while, it is going to be Girly Teen Girls able to get control, but another player goes down, I believe, by the pick by Diphtheria. So now here's Dinlar on the flank, gonna harass the Tower Rider. The Zipcaster not able to take out the Charger, and all of a sudden, that is a full wipeout.
Oh man, MERO back in control once again. Putting as much blue paint on the ground as possible. Map control has just been in their favor throughout most of this game so far, and with 45 seconds left to play, they're gonna try to extend this lead as much as possible. Junkie once again trying to make a move, but not gonna pay off this time, as Pindler is gonna fall off the map again! That's like the 4th time today for people falling off maps.
You do not see too many drownings at the Art Academy, but they do happen every now and again.
Oh no, 15 seconds to play here. MERO continues to be in control of the map. Girly Teen Girls quickly running out of time. They're going to try to use this triple ink strike to get back some of this map control with just 5 seconds to go. The Reef Slider going to come in and try to open things up. 2 seconds to play. They're going to hop on the tower. It's a 2v2. Gaycat going to ride this tower, just continue to paint and try to hold on for dear life. And they're going to go ahead and pop this crap. There's a flank on the right side here. it seems, and they're going to be able to just pass this first checkpoint. Can they stay on the tower? 2 members go down, 3 members make it a wipeout as MERO will hold on and take the set.
Big play there, standing up on defense. They went down, they didn't panic though, they just kind of all went in slowly and closed that tower, threw bombs, threw everything they had at it to get the pressure. Even with the crab tank there, that did not deter them, and just stood up on defense. Great job. After that game 1 loss, MERO able to recover and take the set.
Wow, what a set between these two teams. They were just scrappy from the beginning. We saw a lot of fantastic battles. There's some great picks. I mean, what was that jump scare there with the Zipcaster that the Theory managed to pick off? That one's gonna live rent-free in my head. That was actually a pretty cool move.
That's one of those when you look through the scope and suddenly you can't see any part of the map on your scope. It's just an Inkling body flying towards you. There's nothing you could do but just let it go and hope you hit it, and if they're able to get that done, really great job.
Absolutely. So congratulations though to MERO for the 2-1 victory here in round 6. They will finish with a 5-1 record, punching their ticket to the Alpha bracket. Girly Teen Girls 4-2, still a fantastic record for day 1, but you are left waiting to see where you ultimately fall. You will make a bracket. Now the question is, which one?
Yeah, absolutely. So that'll wrap it up for good old day 1 of Low Ink. Be sure to join us same place tomorrow for day 2 as we figure out how this tournament is going to shake out. DRF, do you have any parting words?
No parting words, but we could go ahead and I guess just plug ourselves real quick. You can go ahead and find me on Twitter at DRF_Splatoon and on Twitch, TritonDRF. But as always, you can probably find me more often on the broadcast side of the CCA. We have our playoffs starting very, very soon. So be sure to check that out. Greg, what about yourself?
You can find me on Twitter, What Is a Greg? You can find me on Twitch at Gregaroo Live. Yeah, be sure to stop by, follow, hang out, whatever you do on the internet. And always a pleasure to commentate with you. You
Likewise.
will be on the mic at Low Tide City, right, too? So how much will autographed pictures be going for at the DRF booth at Low Tide City?
$7 to match the 7 points that I'm worth in Scrabble.
Excellent. Well, I won't be out there, but I'll definitely be tuning in. Looks like it's going to be a great time, so I hope everybody headed there has fun. We're not going to have any low inks between now and then, I believe, so yeah, make it out there, make it out to every event you can, and thanks for having me here today.
Have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody.